Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Steals in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a molding. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side fly. Just like a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as could be. You can watch it on YouTube and view it for free. Ay, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on a Tuesday. Happy Panther season to everybody out there. The Cats are back tonight. Hello, Leroy.
The Cats are back and have also been vindicated.
Oh.
Because we knew something was shady. Couldn't recognize none of them damn names. They went out and brought the goons.
They brought the goons.
Thuggery.
They resorted to thuggery. In the words of the famous Atlanta Hawks announcer, whose name escapes me, so it's not that famous. But who I believe the person he accused of thuggery too was James Jones, which is hilarious.
Right.
But yes, they resorted to thuggery, and the hammer was dropped on the
street stuff.
Tampa Bay Lightning. They were fined as a club $100,000, and John Pooper, he was fined $25,000 on his own for ordering the hit.
The Code Red. The problem is that all the guys that were in the game ain't even making substantial money, so the fines would be nothing.
That's why they had to find the team,
send
a message. That's why they had to go that route. And all the meanwhile, the Florida Panthers last night were having their ring ceremony, polishing the old back-to-back hardware. Very shiny, very nice, shinier than even last year. And then tonight we get one last look at Lord Stanley before giving her back. And of course, then the banner number 2 goes up there at the Amerant Bank Arena.
Question.
Yep.
Once the game starts, can't touch the Stanley Cup.
It's gone.
It's got the keeper of the cup has it. Are you saying like the players on the team?
So you said today, the cup's already gone.
No, they're gonna give it back literally like it's
today.
They'll do it today.
But once the regular season,
I don't know what's gonna happen, because typically it's Barkov who gives it, like the captain gives it back. Right. So I don't know who's giving it. I don't know if it goes to one of the Aldis. I don't know if it's gonna be Ekblad or what the hell they're gonna do there. But they give it back to the keeper of the cup. But to your question of can you touch it?
No, I'm talking about after once they start, once the puck drops at
Leroy,
5 o'clock.
Back to the guy. How are they gonna touch it, Leroy?
Oh.
You mean like if it was just say theoretically, it's All-Star weekend, and the cup is there?
Yeah.
I believe if you won it and your name's on the cup, you could touch it. That's like immunity.
I don't know.
I
think once the season starts, you can't
touch it.
No contact with the cup till after the season.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know. We're gonna have Kevin Weekes on.
That's why I asked.
I think the rules are if you win, you win. I think you're allowed to touch it whenever you want.
They didn't touch it. Wait. They didn't touch no cups beforehand.
You're not supposed to touch it if you don't win. You don't touch it if you don't win.
But what I'm saying is after they won the first one, they still didn't touch it that following year.
You're talking about the conference.
I'm talking about they have the Stanley Cup in-house. Nobody touched that thing.
Yeah, but it goes back.
Guys, once the puck is dropped tonight.
Right.
They don't see that cup again.
No, but Vlad, we're saying theoretically.
Right.
There's an appearance. Like people make the All-Star game, they're gonna have the cup there. Like they have it there for fans, they're at an appearance, whatever. I'm pretty sure if you
can't touch it.
I don't think those are the rules.
It's bad luck for that season.
I don't think so, dude. I think you're making up rules. I think if you win, I think you're. I think when you win,
get on the air because you sound crazy.
I've been trying to say, but Kevin Weekes is on the call today for ESPN. He's going to join us, so we'll talk to NHL ESPN analyst Kevin Weekes. Had a stint with the Panthers, but is one of their top analysts. He's going to join us later on this hour, so we will ask him what the rules are of Lord Stanley. And
Did
Billy,
he win?
Billy Lindsay is also going to join us.
Has Kevin Weekes won a cup?
I don't know. You guys are coming at me with a lot of cup
I'm
rules.
just saying he might
a
not
lot
know.
of cup rules.
He might not know.
But he is but he's one of the authorities on the sport. I'm sure he knows the rules.
Bill Lindsay would know.
So I'm sure that, like, if you win the cup, you win the cup. I think you're safe under the tree.
You sound crazy right now. You really
I don't think
sound
so,
crazy.
dude. I think the only trophy you don't want to touch is that stupid conference mush trophy. That trophy's a mush.
Vlad, he sounds crazy, right? It don't even make sense. You sound crazy, dude. I'm just telling you.
I kind of think you
Once
sound
the
crazy.
season starts,
All right. After a team wins the Stanley Cup, they keep the trophy for 100 days during the summer to celebrate with players in the community, with each player receiving a day with the cup. The Hockey Hall of Fame accompanies the cup to ensure its safety, after which it returns to its permanent display at the Hall in Toronto. Though it is engraved, rings for past champions are rotated off the cup and preserved at the Hall of Fame as the cup fills up. So it's going to Toronto.
Yeah, I understand that.
Vlad.
Hold on. Again, Vlad, no one is disputing your rules.
So
I'm telling you, they bring the Stanley Cup like to appearances or a replica Stanley Cup.
Okay, they might do the replica.
Is there a jinx if you've already won? And I would say, I don't think so, dude.
So just
I think Alexander Barkov.
Can I just clarify what I was asking?
Sure Alexander Barkov.
Can I clarify what I was asking? Because you guys have taken this and gone way too far.
Well, there's another one.
So
of these
before they won the Stanley Cup, when the Stanley Cup was in the building, and we said we weren't going to touch it because they hadn't won it. Mm-hmm. That was for that year. Okay.
Because they hadn't won it, though.
No, it doesn't mean if you won it, you get to touch it forever. Each year is independent of each year.
No.
Okay, that's my question.
Because you're in great. Okay, here's why though. Okay, this is why it's a silly question by you. You're engraved on the cup. That's you. You're on the. You're
who's
in the
making up rules?
You're in. I'm telling you, as a hockey connoisseur,
the rule is
once you're on the cup, you're allowed to touch the cup whenever it may be.
Okay, that sounds crazy.
The only times I would say it's a little bit wishy-washy would be like, let's say, for example, the Panthers hadn't won ever, and Brad Marchand, for whatever reason, comes across the cup, but he's won the cup. Maybe in that case, he's
not touching it.
Mojo away.
Nope, not touching.
This seems silly. Like, I don't understand what jinx you're worried about. You've already won twice.
I'm just saying it's usually a standard every year. Nobody touches the cup until they win.
Really? We're really doing this?
I don't know. Do you understand my frustration with his dumb hockey questions?
I do.
Like, they're really like in the scenario that the Stanley Cup leaves its fortress. Its fortress of solitude.
First of all, y'all took this way.
Yes.
We did.
Yes. What are you talking about? You're
Yes.
talking about a rare scenario. If at the cup seems to be Tim Hortons.
I was merely just asking a question about the Stanley Cup. If during the year you haven't won the Stanley Cup, or during the season, if you see the Stanley Cup, you don't touch it. Nobody touches it. It's bad luck. Does that carry on now once they give the cup back, where the cup goes back to Toronto or whatever? Does that start over? That's it. So that if you see the cup, if you run into the cup or whatever the scenario may be, no, you can't touch it because each year is independent. That's it.
That's not the
And
rule.
you're saying if you win the Stanley Cup, you could touch it.
You're in.
Which would mean some people could touch it and some people couldn't. That sounds
right.
crazy.
That's right.
Okay.
It's not that crazy.
Okay.
Everybody knows
Okay.
if you're a hockey player, specifically a hockey player who has never won the Stanley Cup, you don't touch it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Them's the rule.
You're wrong, but that's okay.
How am I wrong?
How do you know, Leroy?
How am I wrong? First of all, you want to know
because can I tell you? Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why?
You can't, obviously, because you've completely boomeranged on your
tell
argument.
us why if you're asking the question.
How can you ask a question and then tell me
why.
I'm wrong?
Okay.
Hockey players who don't win the Stanley Cup don't touch the Stanley Cup. If you've won the Stanley Cup and some way, somehow, it leaves the fortress of solitude and it's at an appearance, if Alexander Barkov is at an appearance and they're like, hey, Barky, the cup's here. Alexander Barkov could go right up to him and go and smooch it.
Here
It
it is,
has
guys.
no
Why did
bearing on
Marshawn
this
touch
season
it?
because he's a champion.
AI overview. The rule regarding the Stanley Cup is that the only players who have won the championship are allowed to touch and lift it.
Because everybody knows that.
While it's an unspoken rule unspoken rule among players that you must earn the right to touch the trophy, fans and non-players generally don't have the same restriction.
Right.
When the cup is on display.
Exactly, dude. And so the only trophy that they're not going to touch is that stupid Prince of whatever trophy in the conference, which they touched the first year, but everybody knows that trophy's a mush and you don't touch it.
Right. The conference trophies,
That trophy,
players can touch it, but they usually don't. They don't touch it. Some still avoid it.
the first year they got froggy because they were this rabid underdog from an 8 seed that went all the way to the Stanley Cup and they're like, we're touching that trophy. And it blew up in their face, cracked sternum. It didn't go well. So now they don't touch that trophy because that trophy is horse bleep.
Right.
Nobody likes that trophy.
Mush,
can't
the
touch it
mush
if you
trophy.
move
It's a mush trophy. Nobody touches that trophy. All right, we got to take a break because we got to be on schedule. Kevin Weekes going to join us later on this hour. We'll take a break. Terrible question, Leroy. Back after this.
I think that we're the type of team, like, the last thing that we're going to do is be superstitious about not touching it or anything. Like, I mean, nobody said we were going to make playoffs, so I don't know. I think it's pretty cool to touch it and carry it around and take pictures with it. Like, we earned that thing and definitely didn't do it the easy way. So, I don't know. I thought we earned it. And I feel like if you're blocking shots, taking hits, and doing whatever it takes to win a trophy like that, you might as well enjoy it.
Yeah, they learned their lesson after that when he cracked his sternum.
They didn't touch it the next year.
Yeah, they told that Prince of Wales trophy to kick rocks. Getting some headlines here. Kevin Weekes, ESPN NHL analyst. He's on the call tonight for Panthers Blackhawks. He's going to join us in about 10 minutes. We'll talk to him. Headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or at DoralHyundai.com. 5 o'clock is your puck drop tonight from Amerant Bank Arena. And you can hear that game right here on FM 104.3. WQAM. The champs got their rings yesterday. They are icy. They are beautiful. They put on in the inside of it, "We apologize to no one." I was like, that's kind of Goosey's.
That's Goosey's right there.
Although that's a quote from the guy you hate, Conor McGregor.
Goosey's galore.
Why are you looking at me like that?
We don't bring him up in this conversation.
Well, I have to bring it up in this conversation. I just wanted you to know the context of it. Like that is where it comes from. Matthew Tkachuk is parroting the notorious one.
Wait,
Okay.
a notorious one.
I don't
That's
know
his
him.
name. Notorious Conor McGregor.
No.
I know BIG too. I understand.
There's only one notorious.
One's in fighting. He plays Biggie coming out.
I don't care.
Okay. Well, you're lashing out.
We don't care.
I'm not lashing out.
I think you are.
No.
Okay.
Leroy lashed out.
I mean, there's like
Hey.
900.
Hey, why did he pick one of his people? That's what
Who?
Vlad is saying. Huh? Huh.
Yeah.
Pick Def Leppard or some crap like
Vanilla McGregor.
that.
Well, he
Vanilla Ice.
I think I believe he would come out. It was Sinead O'Connor, and then it would remix into Biggie. That's what it would do.
No, stay with Sinead O'Connor
You
because
guys
that's one. That's
you
a
guys
country
can't tell.
woman.
No, he already has a fight career behind him. Like he can't go back in retrospect and play Pantera.
You know what? It is the
Like he can't do it. I'm
okay?
sorry, it's over. I don't know what to tell. Maybe he'll fight again. He's not fighting again, but he says he's fighting again, but he's not.
All right.
You sure you're not
That's.
fighting
I mean,
anymore?
Vlad was trying to find a nice way to say it, but I just throw it out there.
Thank you.
Connor,
welcome.
keep it to the whites on
problem.
the intro song.
Wait, you can't morph Sinead O'Connor into Biggie. Like, come on. And furthermore, the song was written by a brother. So it was written by Prince.
The Foggy Dew was written by Prince?
No, nothing compares.
Oh. I'm not saying that it wasn't written by Prince. I just don't know who wrote The Foggy Dew.
The Foggy Dew?
The fuck?
That was the Sinead O'Connor song. You know what this is? Who cares?
This is
Who cares? This is all because Jennifer hates Conor McGregor. By the way, I've listened to I'm halfway through my Tay review.
okay.
Yep.
Can we get a sneak peek of how you feel?
Nope.
Okay.
But I got notes.
Mediocre?
Sweet.
I don't want to spoil. I can't spoil it, Vlad. I can't spoil it. But I have.
Wait.
I'm.
How many
Jesus,
how
Jesus.
many Tay albums have you listened to?
I've listened to enough Taylor Swift songs to have.
No. And not songs. You're listening to the hits. You ain't listening to randos. You listen to a whole album, it comes across a little bit
Look,
different.
the task is not for me to listen to her catalog. The task was for me to listen to her new album.
Right, but I'm saying, how many
You know how
albums have you listened to fully?
Did you wake up and
That's
take
bad
it?
thing.
Did you wake up to take annoying pills this morning?
That's
Like, is that what
Is that
happened?
not an
What-
honest
what-
question?
What is that? Now I have to listen to every Taylor
No.
Swift album and rank
No,
them?
I just-
doing a discography.
Now I know this. Guys, I know this. Welcome to Vlad's office. Dr. Vlad's in the house. I know what this is. This is when your football team stinks. You just get annoyed at everything.
Legitimately has nothing to do with that. It's just
I
Vlad,
seriously
can I tell you something, Doc? Can
seriously
I tell you
think-
something, Doctor? This is just 10 years of us.
No,
This
but
has
Doc,
nothing.
hey, Doc,
and
if I
Dolphins
may,
have- And the Dolphins have sucked the entire time. It legitimately has
No,
nothing to do with that.
Two
no.
teams.
When that 70 points was being done, there was a lot of good times in September and October. Usually this happens in November, December, and January, sometime in December and January. But this is now taking place early. I understand. Take it from a lifelong Jet fan. Everything annoys you right now. Everything.
No, just
it's
him.
a sunny day, but it's still annoying.
No, everything doesn't annoy me. I'm actually waking up. It's a great day. Panthers are starting. I'm excited. Just Leroy.
Wow.
Leroy and J-Fig. You went at J-Fig too? Like,
I didn't go at J-Fig. I just wanted to let her know that you know where that quote comes from because she's been very anti-Conor McGregor.
Super anti.
I'm telling you, B. This is This is when your pro football team
I don't
is
think
against.
so, dude.
You know what's? You know why?
I had a great time last night. I was at the Heat game.
I saw you Sunday night nearly drink a whole bottle of Jack Daniel.
Deserved.
That's what I'm letting you know,
Was it
dude.
bonded?
Take it.
Of course. By the way, if they want to send another bottle, we're getting pretty close. I think I only got 2 more weeks in that puppy.
Hey,
Aggie right now. Everybody's Aggie.
Hey.
Everybody's Aggie right now. Everything right now. Yes, the Panthers are
I
starting
don't
tonight.
think so, dude. I really don't. I think
See,
you
that's
know what it
another
is,
part
Vlad?
of it,
Here's
denial.
the thing. This is the thing, Vlad, is like it just is what it is right now. You know, like, you know, I listened to this. I was quite annoyed listening to him yammer yesterday, but it's nothing new. He has no new pitches, this coach. It's the same thing. This is a particular Leroy thing. He's come out of the box today like Ichiro, laying down like squeeze bunts, bing, running them out with annoying questions. It's been crazy.
Yeah, everybody's Aggie.
I'm telling you.
You look at something. I don't even like the way you chew your food. That's the vibe we're getting.
Well,
You're
look,
breathing too much into the microphone.
I'll tell you what'll put us in a good mood. Let's go out to the Toyota Hollywood guest line, and we'll talk to this man who's going to be on the call tonight for Panthers and Blackhawks on ESPN, 5 o'clock. You can also, of course, listen to that game right here on FM 104.3 WQM. Kevin Weekes joining us there on the program. Kevin, how are you today?
I'm good. Good morning, SoFlo. What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Good.
We're doing good. Feels like a
Good.
holiday today. The cats are back. We're excited. Does this feel like a holiday to you that the hockey season is finally here?
It depends. I feel like a holiday when the season's out, and then I feel like a holiday when the season's back. So this is an exciting time, man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the game. It's great to be back down here. We live up in New York, but we've got a place down in Miami, so we try to get down here as much as we can. But we're really excited for the start of the season. It's going to be massive. We have a triple header on ESPN, starting, of course, here with the Blackhawks at the Panthers at 5 p.m. Eastern. So we're jazzed. We just had a production meeting downstairs, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great night.
Kevin, have you ever had a situation that occurred between Tampa Bay and the Panthers this past week? And do you even play, like, hockey's weird in that you play teams like that in the preseason?
Yeah, well, listen, I can tell you, I was drafted by the Panthers. I'm always grateful to the Panthers for giving me my opportunity, and then I played for Tampa. So I know the Battle of Sunshine State. I know what it is. It's always been intense, but it's never been as intense as it is now. But we just spoke about this. It's funny. You must have been eavesdropping in our production meeting for the game on ESPN tonight. I just finished telling our crew, this is the hotbed of hockey right now. Like, the Sunshine State is where it's at. 6 Stanley Cup final appearances between these two teams, between the Panthers, of course, and the Lightning. So a ton of respect, because the Lightning were out ahead of the Panthers doing their thing. And the Panthers like, hold on a second. I think the sun's a little brighter and shines a little hotter down here in South Florida. So we're going to do our thing. And they've been to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. So there's a lot of players and coaches and even the staff of both teams that love competing against one another. Over 500 penalty minutes in those 2 games in the preseason. I'm sure Dana White was sniffing around to see if he could get some content from those games for UFC. But in saying that, no love lost between those 2 teams, but a lot of respect. And they're 2 Stanley Cup contenders. They're Stanley Cup winning franchises, and they're competing for attention. You got to earn attention down here in Florida. You can't. There's so many other things. You go to the beach, you can hang, go to dinner. The weather's great. There's a lot of different opportunities. There's every different sport. There's every different entertainment thing. So you got to compete for attention down here, and those 2 franchises are definitely doing that.
Are the injuries though for the Cats? We're all excited this opportunity for them to three-peat. But losing Barkov, losing Kachuk, we've seen him overcome some stuff, but how many blows are too many blows for them?
Look, those are huge. And speaking of Paul Maurice and different people in their group, there's no way to offset and to say that they're as good a team without those guys. Those are two amazing players. Your captain is Sasha Barkov, is the best 200-foot two-way player in the game. And then my guy, Matthew Tkachuk, is power forward extraordinaire. And with those two guys out, that's 180 points from the lineup. You can't just find 180 points on the street. Like, it just doesn't happen. So those are major misses for them. However, this team is still stacked. They still know how to win. They know how to manage the game. They know how to play situational, which can't be necessarily said for the Dolphins, and not throwing any shade at them. But the Panthers can manage a game. They know how. Hey, listen, if we have to play a more physical style, we can do that. If we need to tone it back, we can do that. If we need to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, we can do that. If we need to kind of slow the game down a little bit, we can do that. There's something to going on these deep Stanley Cup runs where you learn how to play the game and different games within the game management, as I like to say. And the Panthers have that. So I think that'll be very helpful to them. Also, what I would say too, and to the listeners, is they've got other studs on the team too. Look for Mackie Samoskevich to have a breakout year, that young kid. I can kind of go around the horn. If Erod Rodriguez is healthy, to me, he's a top 6 skilled forward. So look out for him to take the next step. I think they're going to be able to find ways to play around it just based on all the things I just told you.
What do you think like a full year of Brad Marchand means for them too? Like, he comes in,
Baller.
obviously, I mean, so many great moments in the postseason, but now like
Baller.
he has the comfort of it. Like, what do you think that does? That line with him and Lundell and Luosterainen, I mean, they were magic last year.
They were magic last year. They were a mismatch against the opposition every shift, especially in the postseason and deeper into the postseason. Those guys controlled play. They dictated play. They made plays. They just tilted the ice heavily in their favor every time they were on the ice. But Brad Marchand is a baller. And I love the fact that he's found a way, because people don't recognize when he came in the league in Boston, he was hardly getting any 5-on-5 minutes. He was a penalty killer. That's how he kind of got in. And then listen very carefully, because I'm going to enunciate. He became a shift with an F, shift disturber every shift just to do something disruptive. So the coaches are like, we got to keep this guy. You know, he's making things happen. That's before he got to the skill part of what we've seen in what's already a Hall of Fame career. So I think he's acclimated very well here down in South Florida. And speaking to people with the group, off the ice, on the ice, you can see that, as you guys pointed out. And here's his ultimate. I love the fact that he's left some of the shenanigans behind and he's matured and evolved. And here's the thing, Brad Marchand's a future Hall of Famer. So you could lock that here, first of all. And secondly, whenever they play internationally, you know who wants him on his line? Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby. Every year for Team Canada wants him on his line whenever it's an international competition. So you can't get a better endorsement than that. I mean, that's the ultimate stamp right there. He's minted just based on that alone, and that says a lot.
Well, I'm getting ready to get in trouble again for asking, because I ask crazy hockey questions. Because
go ahead, ask him.
My question is now that you have these frontline guys hurt, everybody moves up a shift.
Yep.
Right?
True.
Does that put more pressure on the guys that, for the last couple of years, that shift with Marchand has been dominant, but that's like the third shift.
True,
right?
True.
If they move up to the second, or if some of those guys move up into the first shift with those frontliners, does that put more pressure on like Samoskevich and those guys? Because now that was an advantage that this team had that they may not have going into the future.
That's not a crazy question. That's a great question. And with that, that's a certified great question. Because
it was here for the first segment.
Maybe this is his redemption segment. Who knows? Maybe this is a redemption. That's what we like to say, a redemption segment. But no, I would say this. You know what it is. Certain players thrive in certain roles. Sometimes you try to give them a little more, they might not be able to handle it. Sometimes you give them a little less, they might not be able to handle it. But until you see what they're like in this new role, you can't necessarily know how they're going to perform. So with that, I would say something that's very important to this Panther team is they have a lot of interchangeability. There's a lot of interchangeable parts, guys that can play different roles, guys that could play a different role within a game, within a shift. But to your question, they'll have to do that for an extended point of time now. And with that being said, I think only time can determine it. But if I had to hedge, I still think I just said this, and you'll hear me say this on the air when we come on at ESPN at 5 p.m. I think the Florida Panthers, with those injuries, and of course, both those players will return at some point this season, at some point, I believe. With the injuries, for me, they're still the team to beat. That's how bullish I am. That's how bullish I am on the Panthers.
It's excited. Kevin Weekes, you're going to hear him on the call today or watch him on the call today on ESPN. Panthers and Blackhawks. Fascinating goalie matchup here. Of course, we all have a lot of love for Spencer Knight. The Panthers made that big trade for Seth Jones last year, which was really, it felt like, Kevin, Seth was great, but it also felt like a big endorsement. Hey, we feel like Sergei Bobrovsky can keep this going even at 37. How long can he keep this going? I mean, he works like a maniac. We're all too familiar with that, but at what point what kind of taxing is this position on a person of his age?
It's taxing on anybody at any age, but for him, he has the fountain of youth. Truth be told, we have the same agent. I was talking to our agent yesterday here. Actually, we were talking to him, and he said Bob's not done. So for as hard as he works,
right,
and the way in which he lives, it's almost pardon me, I'm going to say this in a complimentary way. He lives his life and his approach to the craft and training and recovery and all those things almost in a monk-like way. He's kind of like a monk. And that's hyper disciplined, hyper committed to everything he has to do, from stretching to working out to lifting to recovery to practice to everything. He's gotten to a point. He was like that in Columbus, and he's even dialed that up even more since coming down here to South Florida. And then I would also say too, being down here, it's regenerative, man. It's restorative. You regenerate when you're down here if you play it right, just based on the climate, just based on how warm it is. You have the ocean to go and take sea baths. There's a lot of different things you can do. And I can tell you, I have Caribbean parents, man. My parents are from 2.5 hours south of here in beautiful Barbados. So I know the difference when you're in a tropical climate and how your body feels. And throughout the course of a year, I played here and I played, in Tampa. I know the way the body feels when you're living in Florida. It's very different than the way in which your body feels when you're living in, say, Winnipeg or Minnesota or what have you. It's a big advantage. And that's not a slight. My wife's family's from Alberta, man. She's from Calgary. So that's not a slight. But it is a huge advantage when you're focused and you're living and playing in a place like this. And that's been the case for Bobrovsky so far. So I don't see any let up for him. And hey, if you're Spencer Knight, just to be fair, the Panthers drafted you. This is a great opportunity to come back and play against a team that gave you a chance and believed in you and helped you become an NHLer. So there's a big opportunity for Spencer Knight tonight as well.
Did your agent have any interesting tidbits on Bob's extension?
None that I can report at this time. It's none that I can report at this time. That all seems to be quiet at this point. But listen, for the continuity, there's certain things you don't mess with, and they've been very successful, the Panthers, at re-signing a lot of their players, which I respect. That says a lot to me about the commitment of Mr. and Mrs. Viola to the program. And you guys know this. We have all the different sports down here in South Florida. Sometimes you see a player and then you're like, hey, what happened? The team didn't, we didn't want, too much term, too much this. You need that continuity. I mean, that's what the Heat have had for the longest time when they've been at their best with the Godfather. When they're having those runs on their teams, Alonzo Mourning was a part of the equation. Bam's a part of the equation. UD was a part. You know what I mean? I can kind of go up and down. And some players came and went, but a lot of the identity stayed the same because you had those people. Coach Spo, I can kind of go on. And that's what we're seeing here with the Panthers. So if I were them, at some point, I think, and both sides can hopefully they can find an agreement because he's been a great fit down here. He's future Hall of Famer too.
Absolutely. Kevin Weekes, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Go catch him on the ESPN broadcast today. They got a triple header coming up starting at 5 o'clock, Panthers and Blackhawks. We appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Thanks for having me on. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you.
We'll take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. A quick segment because clock got a little wonky this hour, but appreciate Kevin Weekes stopping by. Catch him tonight on ESPN's call of Panthers and Blackhawks. Cats back at it tonight. You can hear that game right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Leroy, can we get a weather update on over the at the Windowplex, which is sponsored by Chill Zone AC,
See
featuring
that? Kevin liked my questions.
That was a good question. Very clear. Very odd for you when it comes to hockey.
Yeah, you didn't ask the question you really wanted to ask.
hey, I had it in the holster, and I was like, nah.
I got one good question in. That's it.
He goes, he's proud of me.
He's proud of me.
Let me not ruin my hockey credibility with everybody.
The
right.
Windowplex Leroy's weather reports brought to you by Chill Zone AC, featuring reliably Rude AC systems. Make your AC great again. Visit chillzoneac.com. Go ahead, Leroy.
Folks, we got up to some thunderstorms. There was some rain last night. Made it through the whole day. Didn't rain until last night. That's what happens this time of year. But now I'm looking at the cover. I would say it's cloudy. Mostly cloudy. You got some spotty sun. Winds are at 10 to 15 miles an hour out of the east, southeast, which is where that moisture comes in because, it's heated. Or that's where the moisture comes from when the winds come out of the south. So look for periods of rain. It looks like it's going to rain at some point during the day. And I would say it's about 80, 85 degrees. But if I had to put a percentage on it, unlike the weathermen who are just looking at precipitation and all that, I'm going to say prepare for some downpours because usually we don't get this look until later on in the day. And the fact that we're getting it now around 11 means that, guess what? It's coming sooner.
That man may not know hockey, but he sure does know the weather.
He knows weather, dude. He's a golfer.
I'm a golfer, man. I got
rain. It's 82 degrees. The high will be 85. This guy nailed it on the head, man. This guy's good. He's good. He's good.
Hey, is it like that weather is looking a little iffy? I know last night it was all sunny. Rebecca said, "Ooh, I'm gonna go around the creek and go fishing." Right? She got all her stuff together. It started pouring like them big drops. Yeah. So, and it was raining this morning. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, listen, I'm not your tropical guy. I can't tell you what storms are coming from Africa or nothing like that. So there could be some stuff out there because I'm guessing we ain't had nothing all year. Something coming. Think of it like that.
We've been lucky. It's been like a game of dodgeball.
But no storms have hit the U.S. at all.
No, they haven't. No, right. There's something. I'm not a meteorologist. There's something in the system.
I mean, it's the only time. Look, I'm gonna just put it out there. It's the only time white folks look towards Africa during hurricane season. I'm gonna just say it.
See. This is the type of thing that frustrates me right now.
What?
Stephen A. Smith.
What's happening?
Oh, yeah. He going off on who he going off on?
No. Knicks and Bucks engaged in Giannis trade talks in August.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks was the only team Giannis considered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that.
Why?
Because you got your juices flowing for some Giannis.
Yeah, like don't tell me this after the fact.
Almost happened. Don't tell me something.
Well, I'm telling you why. You want to know exactly why this happened, Vlad? Because 100% with certainty, Shams thought that Giannis was getting traded because he went on McAfee and was like, "This is going to be
right."
The
I remember this is going to be the craziest summer ever.
It's been the worst because the Bucks are crazy people. And they just said, we're going to cut a guy with a torn Achilles and we're getting Miles Turner. And
you know what else is crazy?
Giannis probably thought in his heart of hearts, he's like, oh, we're sunk. They're cooked. They're not going to do anything like that. And then he's just like, oh, you guys are doing what?
Timbo sliced and hit it right on the head. It's like a girl telling you she used to have a crush on you.
Right.
Like it's like the hot girl telling
Yeah,
you,
but
yeah, she used to have a big crush on you.
I
is
saw
it safe
yesterday.
to say that he got the biggest free agent this offseason?
I think they've got.
Wait.
They
Who?
probably made this. They made
made
the
the
second.
second.
The
Kevin
second
Durant's
Durant
biggest.
moved.
Oh, I'm sorry, Durant.
Yeah, there was only-
I'm thinking. I just dismissed Durant. I forgot about Durant. So let me correct that.
That's it.
Durant, Powell, then Miles Turner, or if you're
Probably.
or Miles Turner and Powell. I don't know
Miles
how
might
it's,
be ahead of Powell.
I think there
yeah,
was only.
that you can interchange those two, but still,
There was only 2 top 25 scorers who moved teams this year. It was crazy. It was like nothing happened. And look,
Right.
I love the Norman Powell move. Don't get me wrong, but I can acknowledge it's not the splashiest thing to make
Hey.
it the craziest summer ever.
you want to know what shocked me?
Hmm?
When I watched Golden State,
Oh, wait a minute. Desmond Bain. That was a big move.
Desmond Bain.
Yeah, they gave him a
What-
lot of picks for him.
Yeah.
When I was watching Golden State against the Lakers, and I saw what's his name on Golden State?
Oh, Al Horford.
Al Horford.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Oh man, this
Well,
is
he was
a
waiting
senior
to-
citizen basketball team.
Yeah.
He was
And
waiting.
they talking about him like we can count on this. He can stretch the floor and shoot the three.
Man,
I'm like,
I
if you're
cannot
relying on Al Horford
believe-
to make threes,
The Shady Pines All Stars. I can't wait for them.
I tell you, I
Century Village. Let's go.
had an old feeling last night when I was at the Heat game, boots on the ground.
Oh, how
'cause
was that?
It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was actually it was a pretty interesting preseason game because we had Kel'el watch, and that's not going anywhere, by the way, with him and Spo. We were a
They
little
got beef. They still got beef.
I'll play you Spo's answer on it. It was it was noticeable, and it was very fascinating. A lot of the stuff I was watching on the bench with the players and him. But we got to go to break. I'll get to some of that stuff that was going on. But the thing that made me feel really old is I looked across, and I'm like, is Rajon Rondo a coach on the Bucks? When did that happen?
he was just making threes for the Lakers to win the championship. That was
Oh
what,
my
5 years ago.
Wait a minute. Not only that, he's apparently one of the greatest flag football quarterbacks in the country.
What?
Yes, Rajon Rondo is a great flag football quarterback player. So this is why this is shocking that you saying that he's coaching. I do understand the ties with Doc, but there was like rumor that he was trying to be like the flag football for the Olympics.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was an interesting night. We'll get to some of that coming up. And Mike McDaniel reveals what Stephen Ross is feeling right now. We'll get to that as well. Lots to get to here on Tobin and Leroy. Back after this. It's a regular old second hour here on Tobin and Leroy. Take you guys up until 2. It's Panthers opening night. You can hear the Cats tonight on FM 104.3 WQAM.
I want to ask more questions. We got more hockey people. I'm ready.
We do. Billy Lindsay's
I'm
going to
ready.
join us. Billy Lindsay's going to join us coming up at noon as we get ready for Cats opening night. Thanks again to Kevin Weekes for stopping by the program.
Can I just say this? I didn't appreciate you three giving me the eye when I started to ask my question.
Because I thought you were going to ask him about the Chuck and Stanley Cup. I didn't know you were going to ask him legitimate good questions.
I was very stunned.
I was very shaky about that.
I was like,
Eek! I was like, great. I was like, oh, wait.
I'm like, the pressure was on to ask a good question because I opened my mouth and I got the looks from you three like, oh, here we go.
And now, Billy Lindsay, you're going to have to ask him.
A better question than you asked Kevin Weekes.
no, I mean, you could ask him the same question if you want.
No,
It's up to
No, you can't ask.
No, you can't ask the same question to the same guy.
Press his luck.
To another guy.
No, you know why?
Hmm?
Because I can't have one pitch. I
understand.
He has to throw his arsenal.
You don't want to be listen, Mariano Rivera, very successful career with one pitch.
But he tore his Achilles in celebrity softball,
It's
baseball.
true. That did happen.
So why you said celebrity softball? Who
Can I
cares?
just tell you, Vlad?
I think it was Old Timers Day. I don't think it was
After-
Celebrity
It might have been
Softball.
Old Timers Day.
After Balloon Gate, nope, I ain't chasing kids. I ain't running after nothing. I ain't going
Balloon Gate?
fast. Yeah, I told
He
I
company
pulled a
pick
hammy.
where he
Oh, here? Are you?
Yeah, at the picnic.
Yep.
I heard about that.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or at DoralHyundai.com. But
Nothing
yeah,
more embarrassing for like a former athlete.
World-class athlete blows out hammy doing water balloon toss.
It's tough.
Like, that puppy was ready to blow. It didn't. I could have been walking. I don't know why. That was crazy.
hey man, it's all good. Last night, Monday Night Football, the Jaguars beat the Chiefs.
How much time did he have in the backfield where he could fall, find the football, stand
That
up?
was the most intangible quarterback sneak touchdown I've ever seen. in my life.
Well, listen,
The
they
man
outplayed.
fell, took a nap for
Right.
2 seconds. All he had to do was be touched. That
Yeah.
was it. If he gets touched, they
It's
had no
over.
timeouts. Like they
Right.
might have to what was it? They would have they might have not gotten a playoff to score, and then he doesn't get touched at all, and he goes in. And
I mean,
Yeah.
they
By the way-
outplayed Kansas City because keep
Did
in
they?
mind, yeah,
They
because
did
remember,
that?
you don't remember early in the game, he got one batted at the goal line. It was deemed a fumble.
right, but then dude, the guy made a great
Yeah,
interception. Like
Great
think about- that's a
interception, and it
14-point play.
Bro, that Jacksonville defense has been taking the football.
Right.
That crazy
Mhm.
linebacker coach is the from the Dolphins from Hard Knocks. He's their defensive coordinator. And they're taking the football away like crazy this year.
I mean, that was a 14-point play. That's the
Yeah.
difference in the game.
Crazy,
it's
man.
weird. I got to tell you,
Trevor
this
Lawrence
was
is
one
trying
of those
to,
weekends in football, right?
Trevor Lawrence is trying to get his Josh Allen on. I don't know if it's gonna work because he's not as durable as Josh Allen. Because Josh Allen,
Josh Allen is thick.
Josh Allen, like
He's built like Gronk.
He's like Superman.
Yeah, but Trevor ain't small, guys.
no,
He
I
ain't
know he's not.
small,
Doesn't
But he
matter.
ain't
though.
built like Gronk.
Like Anthony Richardson built like an Adonis, but he gets hurt. You know, like Trevor Lawrence has had some injuries, so I don't know if that's gonna work. But yeah, he looks athletic enough to do that type of stuff.
Tobin, it takes me to my point that regardless of what your injury history is, when you go on that field, you got to play football. Can you be smarter about it? Absolutely. But at no point in time can you give the appearance that being healthy is more important than playing football.
I just can't believe that this guy is leading his team in the division right now.
Right. Well, look, football is upside down right now. Right?
Oh,
I can't believe that guy.
Not
is
only is he
getting
leading
rolling.
the division, he wants to fight Robert Salah. Like
He's
he wants
crazy. He's
he's a
fighting
mad-
Trevor Lawrence in the middle of the
He's a
year.
madman. He's a madman. You
Duval.
better leave little
Hey,
Open Cunningham
So
alone.
I was watching about the dude that fumbled in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the above, and it was questionable whether it was a fumble.
Shouldn't be questionable, though, right? Like that's
no, it's his look. It's his fault. The coach got mad, got in his face, and then the coach apologized. And everybody said, you don't do this or you don't do that. And I'm like, man, there is no worse way to piss off a head coach, than to do something so boneheaded, right, as that. And I've coaches don't get mad at serious stuff. It's the stuff that can be avoided that drives coaches crazy, right? You don't need no talent for a pre-snap jump, right? Offensively or defensively. There's fumbles, and the coach come over and tap you on the head and say, give me some more security, right? I see, like, it was a great play. I've had coaches tell me that. But that right there, like the emotions going through the coach's head at the moment. But,
watching that game last night,
Mm-hmm.
man, it proves again. Frog Boy was right.
With what?
You have to have a mobile quarterback, man.
But
I mean, the two leading rushers. Hold on, the two leading rushers yesterday for both Jacksonville and Kansas City were their quarterbacks.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I think sometimes people confuse mobile quarterback with a burner or athletic.
No, I'm not talking about. Yeah, you don't have to.
So that's where I'm getting. I'm like, and keep in mind that to say Tua is not mobile also has a lot to do with the offense that he's running, because he runs a lot of 3-step quick passes from the pocket.
Yeah,
he's rolled out. They rolled him out a couple of weeks ago, and he was very accurate throwing that ball on the run. Or he scrambled a little bit and he waits till the last possible minute, which, again, almost makes it worse. But he can move. It's just that they sit him in the pocket and don't allow it. I was shocked that they didn't roll him out any this past weekend. Shocked. When it started working, you got to include that in your game plan.
And they got froggy, dude. They started they were chucking. They were finding Darren Waller like crazy. Then they stopped going to Darren Waller.
Well, the other team says, you know what? We gonna put something on him.
Yeah, I have an issue with that though. Here's the thing that annoys me.
Mm-hmm.
McDaniel tried to explain that too, and he said that, well, they were going to give him more attention. I'm sorry. Okay. How tall is he?
Who, Darren Waller?
6'6".
He's a beast.
Like,
throw it up.
You're doing the same thing you did last year with Tyreek Hill. Oh, they're taking it away. Okay, dude. Well, do you never let your players go make a play ever? I'm not saying all the time, just never. He's taller than everybody. There were 2 guys over him in the end zone when he scored his first touchdown.
Yeah.
It's just, I just hate that explanation.
You're 100% accurate. And I would take it a step further and say, if 2 guys are covering the tight end, then where are your little fast guys? Right? So, here, let's start this off by saying, I guarantee you, none of these plays were designed for Darren Waller that were thrown to him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then they started including him in the routes.
It almost feels like it feels to me like Mike McDaniel, if he doesn't design perfection on the play, he don't want to run it. It's never, can something improvised happen?
Right.
Can anything that when it breaks down, will you let? No, because I didn't design it. I have to design crisp plays at all points. And I'm like, but this is a chaotic sport. Sometimes you just gotta he's 6. Do you understand? My mind is blown watching this man. I thought he was a bum, and he has come out like a mix of Tony Gonzalez and Rob Gronkowski in every play he's been allowed to play. And we're just like, they're giving him attention. It's like, oh yeah, well,
You're-
probably because they probably thought to himself, this senior citizen's not going to be any good.
And
You
maybe he
wanna know
gave
what's
him
crazy?
a snide remark, maybe like, I don't know, we're gonna keep him. Remember that time?
Yeah.
And this guy's saving your ass, and you couldn't even get him some plays in the second
Hey,
half.
Hey,
Nasty work.
Tobin.
Hmm?
You're gonna be amazed at this.
Hmm.
We have said the same exact thing, but from different perspectives. Right? Like me
we hold-
saying, and I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 weeks, when they block something or close something down or defend something, which defenses do, where are the adjustments to that base play? Where are the alternative route? You know they're not just going to let you run the play you want to all the time. Where is the deviation from that play? Where is the out and up? Where is the like variances of the same look but run different plays? Like it does seem like they get mighty frustrated when something doesn't work. And football is more fluid than that, in that the teams that have a lot of success adjust really well, right? They throw it to somebody else. Guess what? The ball does not, if you play for Kansas City, doesn't have to go to Worthy or doesn't have to go to the tight end. Other guys get wide open too when you try to concentrate on those two guys. And that's what was happening.
Speaking of frustrated, Mike McDaniel, we'll get to him coming on up because he said, Mr. Ross, not pleased. Back after this.
You think?
on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Miami Dolphins, oof. You know?
Worse than Dolphin stuff.
There is nothing worse than Dolphin stuff.
Yes,
right
there
now.
is.
What's that?
You see the Kyren Lacy stuff?
No.
So you remember he got accused of causing an accident and then he took his own life? Now, after the fact, they say it wasn't him.
Jeez. Well, that is worse. Yeah.
Never been in trouble in his life. It's terrible, man. Like you know what? I have learned a lesson a long time ago being a black man. Until the story comes out, I'm not accusing. I'm not, suggesting. I'm not anything. I let the court system, the legal process, take its course, and then sometimes you have questions then.
For sure.
And that's a shame. That is a shame, and it's bad on us because how quick were people who knew nothing about the story quick to jump on this man's back? A young man, like mentally, that's hard for anybody.
It's not, and then you talk about just how things are spreading, the inaccuracies, how that spreads like wildfire even faster.
Right. I mean, they were on him. His draft stock dropped. Like his life was ruined over a lie because somebody could come out and just say what they want to. Man, it's a sad day. I would just ask everybody, I don't care how heinous the crime is. When you turn on the TV, let the legal process take its course because we are not abreast to all the situation. All we have is the report. So be careful with that because one day it could be you. One day it could be one of your loved ones that is accused and wasn't nowhere near the accident. Right? So we are none of us, black, white, brown, or whatever, none of us are exempt from people wanting to solve a case and will do anything to do it. Nobody. And so understand that before you go and jumping on the bandwagon and standing on your soapbox. Understand that one day that could be you. So that's why we have courts. That's why we have a legal system. That's why even with the legal system, you can fight and you can appeal and whatever. Like, if you have a problem with the legal system, change the people running the legal system. But don't fight that legal system. It protects you as much as it protects everyone else. And understand that you are not the legal system. We turn on the TV all the time. We turn on Sports Center before anything's said and done. Everybody's talking about suspensions and this is what should happen before you even know what happened. Just because you heard the story. Same thing. But wait, I'll give you the other side of that. The Mark Sanchez situation.
Oh, dude, did you?
Oh no, video? Mark Sanchez got stabbed. Oh, who would do something like that? Everything came out, and you're like, oh, not what I thought.
I do have one ruling, though.
What?
-1 for hobnobbery.
This is crazy. This is a very serious conversation, and you're out here playing your little button bar.
You are
for hobnobbery.
Listen, I've known Tobin a very long time. And I know that when it gets too
deep,
yes, Tobin needs to break it just because he starts feeling bad. He genuinely feels bad and he wants to find a way to keep it moving. You came in.
Well, you did bring it to Mark Sanchez, which that story is crazy.
Right. But when you heard Mark Sanchez got stabbed, did you know that was
it was crazy. No, everybody rushed to politicians were like, we have fatherless black people in downtown who are armed in Indianapolis, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, actually it was him. Actually, it was him
Right.
At the very least, appearing to be drunk as a skunk.
Now,
And everybody's making these stands.
want to take it another step? Make it a black announcer.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah, make it Ron Pitts. And so, like, yeah, man, like until we all are better at this, then these stories are not going to come out the way they do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the story's not going to come out based on whether we like you or not. The story's going to start coming out on what happened or didn't happen. End of discussion. Because we're all guilty of it.
Yeah.
I found myself, oh no, Mark Sanchez didn't know dude was running sprints behind a bar in the middle of the night. Like, already, like, when you tell that part of the story, you go, oh, really?
I saw the video of him yesterday where he's like stumbling, I think back, and he's like grabbing his. I'm like,
first of all,
how out of it do you have to be to just be like, I'm still going through downtown with a gash in my tummy?
There's more to this story, bro. First of all, he walked from the hotel to the bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but usually on a Friday night, you're probably eating with your colleagues. That's what usually happens when you're doing these TV broadcasts.
You ain't just going solo to the club.
You're not going solo. You're not going solo dolo to any restaurant.
Who is the play-by-play guy?
I forgot who it was, but you're not eating by yourself. You're not going to a bar by yourself.
You're going as a group with your crew.
With a group.
Yeah.
You either stayed later, or you went with someone that you might not wanted to be seen with or public. The only other thing I could think of, somebody might have been setting you up. You know, like that New Orleans reporter got set up at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So they thought you said you think somebody thought that Mark Sanchez was there, and they're like, we can get him.
The man is kung fu fighting in the alley. What? I don't care how drunk you are. You're not supposed to be kung fu fighting in the alley.
Yeah.
Unless he's okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, either you're doing something. That's how you get down every weekend, and this time it just went a little crazy. Or somebody was trying to line you up and slip you a little something, and because you're a 6'4" former athlete, whatever was in your body, it went a little hazy.
But we think that it was the 70-year-old.
No, he's
grease truck driver.
No, the grease truck driver is just doing his job. This guy is Mark Sanchez. He's
done.
He's out of it. Because if you're trying to climb up
he could have thought he was going against Bigfoot at that moment.
It didn't matter. He was done. And to me, I'm just thinking somebody, maybe they saw you were getting belligerent, you were drunk, and somebody trying to line you up, and then thought that, oh, maybe you could have been an EV victim. And then what happened is it went a little haywire, and that's what happened. But that just to me is a little. To me, there's more to the story, and not good for him. Not in a positive light for him.
Exactly, because I tell you what, when you go to the hospital and you get injured, first thing they do is check your blood.
True. Especially
on a lighter note, you know what time it is.
Celsius time, baby.
What
you got some green? That's some green. That's some green apple cherry.
Yeah, but I'm on the hook right now. What y'all want?
I like that mango lemonade or watermelon lemonade.
Okay. All right.
And then I like playa vibe. I like retro vibe.
Yep, got it. That's all right. We got it.
I'm pretty open. You know. Okay. I'll go down any route, dude.
We got it.
But that doesn't dismiss what your crimes were.
-1.
Yeah, you
for hobnobbery.
Look, he even said that with.
You got him to say that. That's great.
So, I think if he ever saw us in the street, he just gonna punch us in the eye and run away, right?
Oh, man.
He just.
I know he secretly hates you.
He does not secretly hate me.
Do you say hi to him when you're there
all the time? I didn't see him yesterday, but I see him all the time.
Hey,
he loves the shenanigans.
Hey, James Daniel, Liam Eichenberg, Austin Jackson, and Andrew Meyer all eligible to return this week.
Yeah, but Mike McDaniel said none of them are. He said, yeah, none of them are, though.
This guy.
None of them are.
Oh my
Take a break. Damage is done, my friend. Is next. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. FM 104.3 WQAM. Let's get to our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend. Go around the room, say where the damage has been done. I'll go first. And that is to the softest fan base I have ever come across in my days.
Who did you troll?
That is the Tampa Bay Lightning sports fan. I gotta be honest with you, dude. I mean, no, that's great. Is Leroy about potted up or is his mic off?
I mean,
Can you not hear me?
Now we
There you
can.
go.
Okay.
Hey, my comments were, who did you troll? Before you even said
All of them.
who your David is. I know.
All of them. All
I
of them.
know.
I was minding my business, just feeling the way that I felt watching what happened on Saturday night. And they all just come in here like a bunch of babies, clutching their pearls, like, oh, I can't believe how dirty the Panthers are. They have news anchors in Tampa Bay writing video essays about how dare the league just let the Panthers skate on these shenanigans and only fine the Tampa Bay Lightning. Are you kidding me, dude? Your entire base is being dirty, skating the rules, and you sat back there during your dynastic times laughing and howling away, rightfully so. To the victor go the spoils. But now that the shoe's on the other foot, or skate, whatever you want to say, now all of a sudden the league has to step in here and do something about the Panthers. The damage is done, my friend. Do something about it. You know, that's not actual thuggery on the ice. And you, John Pooper, the damage is done to your face. I just hate it.
Hey, well, with a name like Pooper, you're not going to be a model,
I mean,
right?
He just always looks like he's smelling a fart. Just
His name is Pooper. Hey, first of all, Jennifer, we're happy because now that his attention's on other issues, he doesn't throw Tay bombs at you and doesn't throw stuff at me.
I'm being a journalist. I'm doing
Honestly,
a fair review.
I thought that his damage was going to be that fan base.
No, because I promised to wait a day for Brittany. She wants my review as well as you two are fellow Swifties.
I just feel like you're going in there with a very negative mindset.
No, I'm not a
are.
negative person. I'm very open.
Look at me in
to
the
art.
Hey, as
Art.
as if you're a very
-1.
understanding and very passionate, you ask that bottle of Jack.
Tobin's a fraud.
If Tay does well in the album, and I'll let you know tomorrow, then she does well in the album.
Right.
All I'm saying is,
are
I
you
don't
listening
care if
with
you
your
like
daughter
it or
there
not.
too?
I care about the comments afterwards. You know, whether it leans to respect or disrespect. You know, for art.
Are you listening with the wife and daughter there, or
Well, I'm not letting my daughter listen to this album. Tay gets a little intense.
Okay, well, listen to the clean version then.
No, this is a Tobes project. I will listen on my own. I don't need the influence of my daughter because now you're going against.
I didn't ask you that question. That was Vlad.
You want to
That
gas up the
was
score.
Vlad.
Well, see, that was Vlad. That was Vlad. Look, see.
Thank you
He-
so much. You know what? This is where my damage is done. You guys constantly.
You guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're
No.
hobnobbing.
No, it's just like you guys. I don't even know. I don't
Not you guys. You guys. What did it? No.
How
You
you gonna
guys
say?
never listen to me.
The
Itself.
Utes. It's not the Utes. It's one guy.
The mute.
Yeah.
What damage is done for you, Leroy?
Well, you know what my damage is done is I brought it up a minute ago. This current thing, man. Like it. I very rarely when I get up in the morning am I just sad, right? I may be down and I may feel bad or whatever. I'm sad. I'm sad that this is the world that we live in. And no matter how much I try to ignore it or, give benefit of the doubt or whatever, I can't do it. I can't do it. And what's going to happen is this story is going to get pushed aside. Nobody's going to be held accountable. And a young man took his life over something he wasn't even close to. And so the only problem I have with law enforcement Is your job to get the truth, or is your job to get results? Because it's two different things. Like, do you want to close the case, or do you want to find out what happened? And a lot of times those lines get confusing to where you get a conviction before you get the truth. And if you want to talk about what law enforcement's job is, that ain't it. You shouldn't be rewarded on your closure of cases. You should be rewarded on finding out the truth. So I don't know how you fix it, but I would say as a community, we got to do better. We are basically empowering them to get these quick, inaccurate results because we want the streets need a body.
Mm-hmm.
They need to make sure they get the right body. So that's it. I'm done with it. We can move on or whatever. But like, yeah, this is gonna eat at me for a while because it's in Louisiana and I got family in Louisiana. Who's to say that could have been my brother?
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, who's say when I was coming out of high school, the only reason why it couldn't have been me coming out of high school because I ain't had no damn car. Could have been something else, So yeah, man, we gotta be better. We gotta be better.
Jennifer?
There is not much of a damage done with me, minus you guys and your comments about
You
Taylor.
guys,
I haven't made any comments other than she's
why am I being lumped with him? I was defending you with Tay Tay.
No, you know why? Because this weekend you threw songs at me.
No, I threw this. Hey, Tobin, if you send a disclaimer before you send something, are you absolved of that?
No.
Let me explain. When I heard the song, I did not know the name of the song. I just heard the beat. It was catchy, and I had never seen. I didn't know what she looked like. Uh-oh. I can't even hear you because they blacked out. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
System.
I can't.
There we go.
No,
There we go.
I hear him.
I can see.
Okay, there.
I can't see you, Tobin.
Just go, Leroy. I can hear you. I'm
So
good.
when I sent,
My computer's rebooting.
I didn't know what the name of the song was. I heard the beat; it was catchy, and it was by someone who I had never seen before, but heard some of her music. So I was like, "Oh, Jennifer, I hadn't sent you a song in a while," and then I saw the song, and I'm like, "Oh no, this has nothing to do with you. I just want you to check out the song." And she still attacked me for it. If I put a disclaimer out saying, I just want you to listen to the music and the artist, right? Don't worry about the lyrics to the song, right?
You know what's crazy? That you heard the song and you didn't know the title of it, but yet the title of it is literally the whole song.
I know. That's why I sent the disclaimer when I saw the title of the song.
It has felt in the group chat, though, like the lashing out has been like a one-way street. If we lash out, we're the bad guys. If you lash out, then that's rightfully so. You're taking you're making us be like we're bad guys about it. We just have opinions. We're just throwing jokes through the whole thing. Mm-hmm. We don't take it seriously. It's the group chat.
Okay.
I mean,
Vlad?
Yeah.
My damage is done. Hold on, let me give
damage is done, my friend.
Jay Fager her damage done to all of you guys. What's up, Vlad? My damage is done to Stephen A. Smith and the ESPN telling me that the Knicks had a chance to talk with Giannis. I don't need to hear about this 2 months after the fact. That's stupidness. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I got the team
that circle back. They said they could circle back.
I'm not. Listen. No. Do you circle back in certain relationships?
I think you always circle back for Giannis, don't you?
I'm not circling back if there wasn't a chance. Don't tell me there was a chance.
Well, I don't know who they would want for Giannis because don't you have like no picks? You gave them all up for Bridges.
Yeah, they would raid our whole team. I don't like that. Damage is done. Don't tell me that. And then don't tell me we're the only team he was considering. That makes it even worse. You understand? Now I feel like how you guys felt with Dame.
I know.
I don't like that feeling. Damage is done.
Well, you're not getting any sympathy from me, Bucks. You guys shouldn't have stuck your beak in the Damian Lillard business.
I need to stick my beak in the,
You know what I was surprised by yesterday? They played at Thanasis in the preseason in the fourth quarter. I would have figured he was above that. I would have figured Giannis Antetokounmpo gets to sit there, just having cocktail shrimp on the sidelines with his brother during the preseason. But he was out there.
Nasty work.
Pretty wild. Michael Beasley, he says, Tobin, you were on Tyler Hero's vlog where you interviewed him and he gave you a not so flattering camera angle. I saw that. His camera guy, I don't know why his camera guy was hiding in the corner. That was very strange of his camera guy.
He was on the floor.
He was like hiding on the floor. I was like, he can be over here. He was like peeking down from below. I will say, I noticed yesterday, Tyler Hero, he was not wearing the boot. He did not have the scoot. There was some boogie.
Wait, what?
He was in all sneakers. He was just kind of walking around.
Oh, so you're thinking that because he's wearing
No, this is still gonna take a while, Vlad.
I don't know. I'm just saying there was no walking boot. He was just walking. He was hobnobbing.
The dude, I hate getting into this with injuries with you.
What?
They removed a bone from his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's gonna take time to heal. Right? There's a lot of other stuff around there that if you're not careful, you can damage it. So you got to be careful. So
I don't know. He might be
just because you see him walking, he ain't playing basketball.
Yeah,
he ain't jumping. He's just walking.
Gotta walk before you can jump.
Oh my goodness.
I'm looking at this Tyler Hero video because I want to see the unflattering angle.
Mm-hmm.
-1.
You gotta walk before you jump. Come on, man. What's wrong,
dude?
Well, if you can jump before you walk, you get hurt.
Vlad, he doesn't stop, and this what he'll do. Let me tell you what old sneaky Tobes will do. He'll just throw one of those hand grenades into the chat, and then wait. And then me, Jennifer, and Marco start going at it, and he's off at jiu-jitsu. And then he'll come back and 30 texts later go, what's all the hullabaloo? He does it all the time.
Well, I mean, her and Marcos have been going furious at each other. I was like,
furious? What do you mean? It was one message.
Furious at each other.
Or
Like for two. This has been two different stretches about it. I didn't even know what the Instagram posts were about because I was at the Heat game. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh, because he's the one that sent that video hating. But then I think it was yesterday he sent another message about the Panthers and their ring.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, look at the song that they posted along with the post. And it wasn't even a Florida Panthers account. Like, it was just a fan. And I told him to relax because it's not the Florida Panthers.
What song did they put?
Drake and I don't know who.
Back to back?
Drake and Future. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention, but then he
he
ended up throwing like Travis Kelce in the mix, and I'm like, "What? We're not even talking about that."
Travis Kelce's got bigger issues. They lost to the Jags.
I mean, are we here?
Oh wait, time out.
Because of the way this season is gone, and there's been teams who we never thought would lose are losing, and teams we never thought would win are winning. Is it time to just reset our thoughts about these teams? Like, for example, is Indianapolis a decent football team?
I don't know.
Jacksonville a decent football team?
Well, for the first 5 weeks, they are.
Right?
I don't know.
We made the mistake of we just crowned Houston. Are they not that good this year?
I don't know who's good. I know who's bad. I don't know who's good.
I know who's bad. The Jets are bad.
I know the Dolphins are bad. The Jets are bad.
The Giants are bad. The Saints are bad.
The Saints are bad.
Cleveland.
I don't really know who's good. I think the Eagles are still good.
But
they seem to hate each other. I don't.
There's no clear cut, guys.
Was that a real report yesterday? There was like there was a report about that Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon all had a sit down. They had a powwow And I'm like, has any team ever done this after winning a Super Bowl? Or they just have to have like multiple meetings to figure things out?
If it was up to their own devices, dude, you wouldn't hear about this. It would just be Tuesday, right? They would go to dinner or something like that, right? But for some reason, no matter how much success the Philadelphia Eagles have, I don't know whether it's how we feel about the coach. I don't know whether it's about the tush push. They don't get credit for being a good team. They are a great team that played a bad game. It happens. Now, I have a one for you. Are the Baltimore Ravens good or bad?
They're bad.
They are horrible. You know why? It ain't got nothing to do with Lamar. They can't stop a nosebleed.
Well, it's the same way with the Dolphins defense. Everybody thought the front seven was going to be something, and it's not. So we put a lot of expectations.
A lot of expectations on them.
And to what we think are, areas of strength, and it's not. So then therefore you look at your team and you start realizing, oh, you're not what you think you are.
Right.
And there's no clear-cut dominant team anymore. That usually happens after a while. After a while,
3 years. 3 years.
3 to 5 years. After a while, you see the same teams winning 3 to 5 years. You're not going to be afraid of them. You know what they're going to do. Everybody knows what they're going to do.
Correct.
It's about, can you stop me from doing what needs to be done?
And as players retire, players move, coaches get hired, coaches get fired. It all changes.
Move. All of that changes.
What about, let's go even farther west. What are the Chargers?
Injured.
Right. But still, like,
they're both very injured.
Yeah, but that, like, at the end of the year, the record ain't gonna care about that.
No,
you
it's
don't
not.
get to go to the playoffs.
I think the question, like, are you good, bad, or injured? like.
Yeah, but I would say the Ravens are bad because healthy, their defense was terrible.
Bad and injured. Still,
they're injured.
You lose that defensive end. For the year with you're losing your best pass rusher. Kyle
Hamilton, you know what's crazy?
One of the best safeties. Marlon Humphrey's still a decent cornerback. So, if you lose those guys, that's the thing. Injuries are what you realize is the gap between your starters and your bench, your backup, is wide.
Yeah, no.
Well, naturally, they'll solve
that's all
this.
You can pay.
Naturally, they'll solve this. They'll probably, sign some defensive end off a torn Achilles, because that's what you should do when you want to fix holes the next year. Go get somebody who has a chronic bad toe and put them on the. Those are the things that good GMs do.
About offense,
right.
Shore up your offensive line.
Go look up an injury report of somebody and be like, oh, how should we fix this, John Harbaugh? He goes, you know what? We should go get somebody who's talented but never on the field. Let's just see what he's got, baby.
Have the angle. Sorry, I've been watching this video, and I have the video of you and Tyler Hero.
It's a profile shot. I wasn't that ashamed of it.
It's not that bad.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Last time you did,
I've had worse angles. Trust me.
Last time you did that was Tua. You and Robbie.
When we were stalking Tua at the Super Bowl.
Follow him around at the Super Bowl trying to get his gate. Looks pretty good.
Robbie was all about the gate.
That's great. Take a break. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM as we take you guys up until 2 here on the program. It is Florida Panthers opening night. You guys can hear that right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. And this man's going to be on the call with the great Doug Plagans tonight. The great Billy Lindsay joining us here on the program. And Billy, happy to have you, man. How are you?
Yeah, doing really good. Getting ready to go tonight and kick off this brand new season. So let's see how it gets started and get rock and rolling.
Billy, I think your camera.
Am I upside down here?
Yeah, your camera's flipped.
Let's see.
Hold on one second. We'll get
1 second. I don't know.
Get that situated.
How's that? No, still
No,
upside.
you just flipped it. Now you're upside down.
One more way. Go all the way around.
This is still the wrong way. All right.
There we go.
Boom.
Hey.
Now we got you, Billy.
I'm perfect. I just love technology. I'll figure it out one day. Let's go. All right, let's start off. What was the first question again? We'll start from the top.
Well, hey man, how exciting is this right now? Just you've been around this organization so damn long. This is obviously insanity. Just how cool this is. Ring night last night. Just all the festivities that are going on. I mean, just what are your thoughts about where the franchise is at right now, going into a chance to three-peat?
Staggering what they've been able to accomplish for the last 3 years. Win the Stanley Cup back-to-back. 9th team to do that in NHL history. And now the approaching 1 year, one time, and win it one time, but now going there 3 straight years, hoisting the cup on back-to-back occasions. That brings you into the story and limelight of one of the all-time great teams. You're starting to push those boundaries. You're starting to get into that conversation. If you were even able to get to there another one, a 4th in a row, and win 3 in a row, then you're talking about dynasties, especially in the salary cap era with this Florida Panther team. It starts with ownership down, with the commitment, the group, the players, but it's been staggering. And being around that ring ceremony last night, we're in the midst of greatness here with this Florida Panther franchise, and I don't throw that word around lightly. But yes, they are in greatness territory as far as one of the best teams in NHL history.
Billy, one of the things that amazes me about this team is you may be able to keep up with them with your first line because everybody's first line has great players. But you go to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th line, and this team seems to get stronger and more dominant the farther along you go into the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen another team that was like this? Because usually teams, when I hear of great teams, it's like, oh, you go that 1st and 2nd line and they're untouchable, but you might be able to make some way in the 3rd and 4th lines.
Yeah, you'll see with great teams over the years, that's usually the separator, actually. If you look back, it's always that 3rd and 4th lines. You mentioned everyone has great players up front, but how good is your 3rd line? And last year, if you took it into the playoffs, I don't know if we had a top line. Everyone thinks with Barkov and Reinhart being up top, that's our top line. But the way that Marchand comes on board with Luostarinen and Lundell, the way they're able to play Bennett, Tkachuk, and that group, they just roll along. It seems like every night that out of our top 9, our top 3 lines, anyone could be a top line on a different occasion. Our 4th line goes out. They hit everything in sight. They scare the crap out of you, and they can play. And they provide a lot of energy, which is just really exciting. And so that's where this team was able to kind of push with that Marchand trade coming on board, is that there just wasn't a matchup, and you talked about it. Stay with us for 20 minutes, okay. Stay with us for 40. But it's a battle of attrition. If this Panther team was on the top of their game, could you stay with us for 60 minutes? Sometimes the answer was yes, but over a 7-game series, it definitely was no. And when this team needed to come up with the goods, like a big statement game 7 in Toronto on the road, it was a beatdown. There was nothing left behind. And greatness can be summed up as, can you perform the best under the most critical situation at the hardest times against really high quality opponents? And the answer for this Panther team was resoundingly yes, yes, and yes every time. And teams just could not find a way to combat that over a 7-game series.
Maybe there's nobody more spoiled on this team than Anton Lundell with how much success he's had at his age in this already. But he said, like, in the lead up to the season, like he's expecting even more of himself. Everybody calls him Baby Barky. Like, do you see even more of a step up from Anton Lundell in responsibility and production of what they may need from him at this age?
Well, there's going to be a step up for sure because of the Barkov injury being out at the start of the year, and they're going to have to evaluate. But Lundell's going to get more power play opportunity than he ever has, which is good. He's a fabulous penalty killer. He's been able to develop. You talk about all the playoff experience, the Stanley Cup rings at a young age. He's going to continue to grow, but this is the year that they're looking for some more offensive output. With the Barkov injury down, I believe he can get up into that 25 goal territory, 60 to 70 points. If he's able to do that and play that high quality defense, like you say, Barkov, the baby Barkov, he plays both ends of the rink extremely well. But if he's able to take another jump offensively, continue to do all the other stuff and grow, this is going to help offset that Barkov injury somewhat. So there's going to be a lot of focus on Anton Lundell and his ability to produce throughout the course of this year.
What did you think of all the craziness that happened this weekend with Tampa? That was insane, Billy.
Come on. That brought me back to my training camp days where games used to take 5 hours and there was 20 fights and just going off. We took the mantle from the throne from Tampa Bay, and that's the beautiful thing of winning Stanley Cups. We have before, when you're not winning and you're losing, you don't have any rivalries. Now that you've won some Stanley Cups and you battled through it with Tampa Bay, that's definitely a rivalry. We've seen it get heated there in the preseason. You got a huge rivalry with Toronto, the same thing with Boston, Carolina. You just all got into different matchups. There's a lot of dislike towards the Panthers, and you hate us if you ain't us right now. And that's just the basic saying. It goes out there, and you can see a lot of teams. They're going to come after you. They're going to test you because Tampa definitely wants what they had back. And a lot of these teams that figure that they want to be part and top of the East, they're going to come after the Panthers with everything they've got. So what you saw there in those regular preseason games, you're going to see a lot of that here throughout the course of this regular season, where they're going to try and test the Panthers, and there'll be no backing down from the Panthers. That's what you come to expect. And this team handles adversity very well. But that was a lot of shenanigans for some preseason games.
Billy, did you know something was up when you couldn't recognize not one name on the ice?
Yeah. So Tampa Bay brought up, Tampa Bay brought up 6 players from the American Hockey League that already been sent down, brought them up for that game.
Right.
They figured in 5 of the 6 misconducts and all the penalties. I mean, what do those kids got to lose? If there's a mantra out there, just go hit everything in sight, trying to destroy everything. You're still going back to the minors afterwards.
And what are they going to fine you? $12 because you're not making no big money.
No money, yes.
Right.
So one of those guys, J.J. Moser, defenseman, did get hit. He's got a couple game suspension, and the coach John Cooper, I believe it was a significant amount of money that was sent to him, the organization. So they did have to shell out some bucks for what happened in that game, did Tampa Bay. But they're looking at it as, hey, we'll just dress a bunch of kids and send them out there and just go let them loose on the Panthers, which I don't totally agree with. But that's what it is, and that's the way John Cooper and the Tampa Bay Lightning decided to go about that business last couple of evenings ago.
Have you ever had a situation like that? Like, first of all, it's odd to me, being from a different sport, that you would play a team like Tampa in the preseason. So, but hockey's a little bit different. And then to see, like, they're basically ordering a code red. Like they're bringing guys in who all their stars are on the bench, and they're bringing all these guys in. And did anybody on the Panthers side raise an eyebrow and say, watch out for the funny business because something's going to happen?
You know what? Yeah, all this funny business, all this toughness, if you want to bring it around in October, let's see what you got in April.
Right.
When it matters. The last couple of times in the playoffs, it hasn't. That kind of pushback from the Tampa Bay Lightning hasn't been there. The Panthers know it's preseason. We'll be able to get there. But when the rubber meets the road in the postseason, can you do that same sort of thing? The Panthers, yes, they can. Have I seen that? Yes, back in my day, it happened all the time. There used to be a training camp, and preseason was much different. It was just bloodbaths, fights every single night, and just trying to survive preseason. It's changed a lot, but that was a bit of a throwback. And they do play Tampa Bay just because of that. Logistically, it's a lot easier during the preseason to save and cut down on travel costs and the wear and tear on the body. But it's done. It's put away, back door, and forget about the past. Let's move forward. And same thing with Paul Maurice. What they've talked about is the past is nice, but we're focused on this year and trying to do something that just hasn't been done recently, and that is win that third Stanley Cup. So they're not going to worry about anything and just move forward and focus on what has to happen next.
Appreciate Billy Lindsay joining us. You guys can hear him and Doug Plagens on the call tonight right here on FM 104.3 WQM. 5 o'clock puck drop from Amerant Bank Arena. Billy, you imagine you're going to get the Goosies? I know we did it last year, but you imagine when that banner goes up there, you're going to get the Goosies again?
Oh, yeah, it comes back. It's just to be in the midst of this. It's going to feel pretty good to see what this team, and just never thought we'd be there after the first one, and to be able to get back there, and defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions is just going to be really hard to hear and listen to all year and to kind of adjust. But this team's earned it. They really have. Yeah, you pay money to go watch this team. Yeah, it's well deserved because this team does not try. They do. Trying is, I'll try and go to the gym, or I'll do my best to go to the gym. Those are two different things. I'll try and play my best hockey, or I'll do my best. This team, every time they put their foot on their ice, they do their best. This is a team that does not try, they do. So come out tonight again, and that's putting that best foot forward and starting off against the Chicago Blackhawks. Hopefully, Chicago Blackhawks. It'll be exciting, and raise the banner, and let's go another 82 game tilt, 82 game season, and we're off.
Appreciate the time, Billy. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
All
Billy.
right, have a great day, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll take a break here. More to come on the show. Back after this. like a bootleg version of AC/DC. Who is this?
I mean, it's AC/DC.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the Heat. It's the Heat highlight version.
It's not the AC/DC I remember.
I don't know.
Live from
When
the
they made this song,
didgeridoo.
were you even alive?
Was I alive?
Yeah, they've been around since the 70s, right?
I don't know when Thunderstruck came out, so I can't say whether I was alive or not. I don't know what their hate. What is AC/DC
70s, 80s?
Because I feel like they were still very popular in the 90s. Everybody plays. It's like one of the more popular sports songs.
And
now,
strip club songs.
It just kind of sounded weird. It didn't sound like the typical,
I didn't have
intro.
my headphones on. If not, I would have helped.
When was that song written?
I don't know. Thunderstruck?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now. 1990?
1990?
Okay.
I was alive.
Barely.
I was alive. I was young. I was a wee lad, but I was alive.
I was alive 3 years later.
There you go.
Damn, you weren't even a gleam in your
And
daddy's
yet she's wearing the
eyes.
AC/DC shirt.
That's
See?
why I played this song.
It spans eras. Thunderstruck could be Mike McDaniel if he loses to the Bolts this weekend.
He's not Thunderstruck, dude.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
What you did there. That was good.
Thank you.
That was good. Chargers, Bolts,
You see it,
Thunderstruck.
dude.
I see what you did.
You see
there.
the vision. This was
Wait, he is so happy when people get it, right?
I am.
You just made his you just made his day, Vlad.
But it was good. It was good.
Thank you.
I love battle raps. I love wordplay.
Because
So
Leroy played defense against me so much he doesn't want to acknowledge.
Nah, that was
Because,
very
wait,
smooth. That was good.
I would say 7 out of 10 times you reach.
That's not true.
Don't be mad at me because the 3 times that you're actually good with it, I don't acknowledge it.
Well,
that was good though. That one was good.
Mike McDaniel, this was him yesterday discussing how's your boss feeling about all this?
You talked to Steve Ross after the game, and can you share anything about the nature of that conversation?
Yeah, he was really frustrated at the, just like he's as I was, and we talked about the challenge ahead to get ready for the Chargers, and that was kind of the extent of it.
How many things there were words and not ums?
You know what? That's what really bothers me every time he speaks.
Let's see. Let's do an over under on ums on this comment. I'll go 8.5.
Leroy,
How long is the clip?
25
That was
seconds.
a good 10.
25 seconds,
And what's the
including,
over under, Vlad?
including a perk
8.5.
question.
Vladbook.com has 8.5.
I'll go under.
All right, here we
I
go.
think it's right at 7, 8.
You talked to Steve Ross after the game, and can you share anything about the nature of that conversation?
Yeah, he was really frustrated at the, just like he's as I was, and we talked about the challenge ahead to get ready for the Chargers, and that was kind of the extent of it.
My official count is
under.
17.
Okay, thank you, because it like blends into like his
There's
words.
a
Like,
blending of the
Yeah, I counted those.
You count the us?
Yeah,
If you count the
absolutely,
us, then it's
100%.
17.
No, that
went
was 7.
1,
If it was just
2.
it was like 6.5.
Yeah, I counted 17 in 25 seconds, which actually was more like 17 seconds. So because Perk asked a question in there too. So crazy. But what do you
I
expect?
think he even snuck one in before he even started to talk.
He gave up.
Mm-hmm.
that
Do we count us?
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
count
yeah,
the
we're
us.
counting
No,
us.
no, we count the us.
Okay,
too,
we
then
count
that's
the
it.
us.
Then it's
right.
over.
So
Verbal
it was
crutches.
it was under 8.5.
No, it was over.
it was way over, dude.
If you count the ums and the us, yeah, it's over 8.5.
No, run it back. I was counting the both of them. I got to like 6.
Dude, he did a combo.
Right, go.
Listen,
He
I-
did
I-
like a Ken and Ryu
Did-
combo.
did
It
the
was
sound-
crazy.
Yeah, did the sound buffer on you? Like
I think a text must have you look at you're
Talked
reading
to
text
Steve
messages.
Ross after the game, and can you share anything about the nature of that conversation?
Yeah, he was really frustrated at the, just like he's as I was, and we talked about the challenge ahead to get ready for the Chargers. That was kind of the extent of it.
8.
No way,
Dude,
Leroy.
I'm at 15-17. You're very generous on your scoring. This is why we have so many scoring problems in boxing. Just 52 seconds.
I have it 9 rounds to 3.
I gotta tell you, this Mike McDaniel, he doesn't speak so good.
Wait a minute. Omar Kelly texted in. Omar said it was 8.
Yeah.
It was 8.
It was 8.
Combos don't count twice.
Combos absolutely
Right.
count. If you're sitting there, if you're sitting the starting blocks, that counts, dude. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you.
You're crazy, dude. If it's a double that's 2. I'm going bop bop. I'm not counting. He doesn't get to skate on extra stutters. My favorite yesterday was I was listening to him. I was listening to this press conference, and he goes, "The bottom line is," and then he just never got to the bottom line of anything.
Bottom line is the it's not always as obvious as it seems. There's like 159 plays in this past game, and there's ebbs and flows. You want to see more consistency, and you want to see things get fixed, and that's our job. That ultimately starts with me, that you identify and address and develop, and in this business you have to do that, otherwise it's just no one's entitled to anything.
What?
That was 13 ums and uhs.
But like, what was the bottom line?
I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, can I just tell you? You know what makes this even more annoying? 1-4.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
losing does not help him in this situation.
Right.
It does not help. Although I just saw a report on Twitter, and take it for what it's worth. I don't know, but I saw somebody, one of those fin sites was like, the Dolphins will consider going after Rex Ryan. And I'm like, you know what? Just keep McDaniel then. You know what? I don't care anymore. If you're going to go after Rex Ryan, like that's your bright idea.
That's
just keep McDaniel then.
The
just
problem
keep
is
everybody.
the problem is that nowadays the retreads aren't any good.
No.
And you're going to end up with another new coach. So let's think of it realistically. You're talking about 4 years with Mike McDaniel and then getting another Mike McDaniel and it taking another couple of years because the roster is not where it needs to be either.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if you fire the coach and keep the GM, doesn't matter who you have as coach.
They're going to hire that psycho defensive coordinator from Jacksonville. That's going to be the next head coach. I guarantee it. The Campanelli, is that his name? The guy who was going crazy on Hard Knocks.
So you got to figure they're going to go defense as they went offense.
That'll be the next Dolphins head coach. I bet you.
He's
going to go first-time coach again. Greer won't get fired.
I tell you what.
And Greer's going to hire the psycho linebacker coach. And then he's going to be like, all right, we got to go out there. We're going to bust him in the mouth. He's going to win the press conference. And everybody's going to be goosies galore. Boom. I just solved it. That's going to be the Dolphins' next head coach.
The funny thing about this is you need a guy who's very intelligent at football and communication, right? But you don't need a guy up there talking like he's so smart that he can use, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes we get so caught up on the educated coach or the educated GM or the smart, intelligent guy. And what gets lost is the football and the people aspect of the sport. So you need something in between Mike McDaniel, who, again, has a good relationship with the players, right? Somewhere in between him and a meathead, right?
Oh, they're going full meathead next time. Trust me when I tell you.
Because if they could get Dan Campbell back, they would.
100%, dude. That's why I'm telling you it's going to be Campanelli.
But there's not a lot of coaches that are like that.
the guy from Jacksonville is, though, when he was, you're going to bust him in the mouth.
Sexy
I mean,
Rex
and
is gonna
then
make
guess
it.
what? Here's the other thing. It's always a new coach, right? Because the old treads with the dominant defenses have already been coaches. And who you got? The Spagnuolo, you got Schwartz, you got Flo. Flo gonna get another head coaching job.
Were you spinner? Speaking about spinning around the block.
Just go back to just go back
My
to
bad,
Brian
man.
Flores.
My
Hey,
bad. My
But
bad.
I'm just saying those
My
are
bad.
the-
I'm sorry. I was wrong.
those are ooh, I never thought about that.
Which means this is going to be Mike McCarthy.
Mike
I don't think
McCarthy.
so. Is anybody excited about that, though?
Okay, let me ask you this question. And I'm going to ask this. I have no idea what my answer is.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea, right? Does it matter who the coach is if you don't change GMs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. If it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
Because it always
But
seems
he's not
like
going to fire the GM.
when you look at all the coaches that have been here, you have the same set of circumstances surrounding your players.
Why don't you hire
Right?
a fullback and then you can fire Greer? If Greer knows where all the bodies are laid,
I don't even think it's the body. Like, I've heard that theory, and I get
think it's
that.
a comfort thing.
I think he just likes him. I think he's a nice guy that everybody likes. And when you stick around someone for 20 years, you're an expert at sticking around. And that's why I've been steadfast on this. I think he's just going to be like, hey, he's going to go to Stephen Ross. This is what's going to happen. He's going to go to Stephen Ross and be like, Steve, baby, you know what we wanted, right? We wanted Sean Payton and Tom Brady all along. Flo didn't want him. And then we got busted tampering because he snitched. Okay. So we ended up with this little weird guy. We tried to make the Tua thing work. We thought it was going to work. Didn't work out, baby. And he goes, you're right, Chris. You're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right. He goes, when I'm right, I'm right. Right, Big Daddy Ross?
But you wanted Tua.
Well, listen, that not at the time. They were all waffling on that.
But listen.
That was plan B.
They all wanted either Herbert, Jordan Love. Oh, they couldn't get Burrow because Burrow surpassed Tua by that time. But yeah.
They wanted Burrow and they wanted Tua. Like, this whole, who did they want? They wanted, baloney. Dude, they went to Tuscaloosa. How do you say it? Tuscaloosa?
Tuscaloosa.
Whatever. They went to Alabama more times than Slimy. Like more than Feinbaum, dude. They were there all the time.
I would say
voluntarily goes to Alabama.
I would say this. When you look at some of the signings, is there something fundamentally wrong with the decision making to build a championship team when you don't have a problem signing an injured player?
Mm-hmm.
Is that fundamentally wrong?
Yes.
In what you're trying to do based on where your franchise is, right? It seems like you could have had more production with a less of a player, but an active participant, right? So even if you didn't think even if you didn't think what's his name out in LA was better than Tua, Herbert, you could at least come out of it saying, at least we got the healthy guy of the two, right? Yeah. Even back then, when you go down, when you look at all of the decisions that he just made, the last injured guy he just signed had a sack on Sunday. And I'm talking about Brewer. You didn't see the play where he sacked Tua?
What do you mean Brewer?
The center.
Oh, okay.
He sacked Tua.
When was Brewer hurt?
He came here hurt.
He was hurt during the training camp.
Yeah.
He didn't come here hurt.
Brewer
no,
was hurt
it was the guard that came here hurt. With the
Daniels
was hurt.
Daniels was hurt.
Sorry.
Yes, Brewer was hurt during camp, but they didn't sign him hurt.
No, they signed him.
They got a new guy because the dude from the hell's his name? They had the other Connors. That guy. He was hurt. He busted his knee.
Right.
And they made him a center.
You know you have the fourth best Alabama quarterback right now.
Oh yeah, it's hard right now. Mac Jones is shining right now with Shanahan, Bryce Young, Jalen Hurts.
And it goes to show you another thing too. You can have good quarterbacks and bad organizations, and it make the quarterback bad.
Yeah, well,
look around the league.
I know that.
Look at we get some of the best performing quarterbacks right now are not with their original team.
Sam Darnold, Jets,
Baker.
Cleveland.
Yeah, go mention the teams. You know who it is, right? Like it's always the same culprit.
You were right about Gino, though. We knew about Gino.
Gino's turning into a bit of a pumpkin.
We knew about Gino. We were right about
Gino. I think the Gino run may be over.
Put it this way: Gino had a good run.
Gino had a good run.
Gino had a good run.
He did have a good run.
James, say what you want about James when he was with risk it or biscuit, but when he got with Sean Payton, he
got hurt. That's what killed him.
Right, but he played a better quarterback.
Yeah,
he was such a better quarterback when he was under Sean Payton. The same way you see with these guys, they get with Shanahan, they get with McVay, they get with O'Connell. That's why it's bothering about why McDaniel can't get good with his guy anymore.
Right. Well, one of the things that is driving me crazy with all of this is that it may be time to move on from everybody, but understand by moving on from everybody, you're signing up for another couple of years of misery. And everybody needs to understand that. And everybody's willing to say that's okay. But we've had these conversations from year to year. It's not going to be okay.
I'm pretty miserable right now.
I understand that, but you know where I'm coming from with this. You're going to sign. First of all, you don't want to retread. You do not. Because part of the problem with signing an old veteran coach is he wants all the power.
We're definitely getting that defensive coordinator from Jacksonville. He's for sure going to be our head coach, which I'm fine with. I'm just saying that's who it's going to be.
You think so? You don't think there's nobody else?
I just think it just reeks of Dolphins. Like that's the way. Again, I'm not saying it's the wrong thing. He may be a great coach. His defense is balling out in Jacksonville right now.
Right.
But like meathead, loud screamer, defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
He's the anti McDaniel. You know he definitely pulled pranks on McDaniel at the office, right?
Like giving him noogies.
Yeah, put a whoopee cushion under his chair.
You know he gave him a
wedgie. What'd you have for breakfast this morning, Mickey?
He definitely gave him a atomic wedgie.
Oh,
really? 15 minutes of game day uncensored was brought to you by the Lexus TX. Room for all your passions in 3 rows of luxurious comfort. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. Get to the mixed bag, including Spo. He's giving that tough love. Back after this. on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the show. Panthers open at night. 5 o'clock is when that gets going. Headlines this hour brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. The Heat lost in preseason action yesterday, 103-93, but some interesting nights, some interesting things at my night at the Kaseya Center. Kel'el Ware put up 18 and 13 yesterday. But Eric Spoelstra's still not too impressed. He's like, yeah, stat schmats.
Obviously, Kel'el's numbers are impressive, but what did you like about his effort, especially late in the way he played?
Yeah, there was a 3-minute segment where it actually impacted the game. The rest of it has to impact the game. I'm not looking at the stat line. I think everybody's looking at the wrong thing. It's got to impact the game. I wanted him the next game to be a plus 20, right? That's what it's about. And that's part of the maturation for a young player. He does really good things, and then when you aren't able to do it consistently, it doesn't impact the game. And you don't want to have deflating plays. You want to have inspiring plays. That steal he had at half court was an inspiring play that impacted the moment. And there was probably a 3-minute stretch there. I guess I want to take that 3-minute stretch and see what his plus minus was on that, because it impacted the game. And that's part of him as a young player connecting the dots. It does not matter if you have 18 and 13 if it's not impacting the game, really. Nico, I don't have my glasses on. What was his plus minus? Jaime. Yeah, both those guys. Jaime did some. I don't know what his stat line was, but they both impacted, the game in a positive way. But that's part of it. That's part of a young player, and that's why I enjoy coaching him, because my responsibility is to help teach him how to connect the dots and become more consistent, where it now leads to winning. And all the young players in this league have to go through that.
Hold
There
on.
you go. Spo on Kel'el Ware yesterday.
Hold on. I get what he's saying, right? But there were times last year where 5 guys on the floor had third quarter, and none of them were Kel'el.
Mm-hmm.
So could he say that about his first 8 guys?
I do worry
like
that
to put that on young guys when we watch the whole season, the third or fourth quarter, right? Like, yeah, man, I understand what he's saying, but you got to put it in the context of your team.
right.
Your team has been that way all year, not just one guy. And he's giving the appearance that everybody else is doing it, but not him, by giving it, what was Jaime's numbers and what was, like, really? What did we watch this team last year? You want to talk about plus minuses? Like, so I get it. Maybe he really wants Kel'el to be a contributor, so he's being hard on him. I get all that. But even when you're hard on somebody, you can't have them look to the guy next to them and go, yeah, he played 20 more minutes than me and y'all were horrible last year.
Like feeling singled out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where, now he didn't say anything wrong. It wasn't almost like he was bashing Kel'el, right? It wasn't that he said anything negative about Kel'el. And in fact, it came from a place of, hey, I want to help him be more consistent as a player, because we've seen that when he's on, he can impact the game in a number of different ways.
Yep.
But the way he kind of called him out and then said, Jaime and Jović? Jaime?
Jović is playing great, though.
No, I know, but Jaime?
Yeah.
Come. That's what I draw the line in the sand.
I think that's a fair line. I think Jaime is a fair line.
I understand what he's trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
but in the context and in the place where this team has been in the last year, the way they've played in second halves of back, giving up last year monster leads. You could go to the plus minus to your stars. It was terrible. So now you're going to single out a second-year guy? Like that, like sometimes young kids and young players, when you say something like that, then in their mind they go, what was Bam's plus minus?
Yeah, there's also an interesting thing that's going on the bench too with Kel'el. Like he's got a little bit of a good cop, bad cop thing going on. Like Tyler's his good cop, and Tyler's like, hey, it's all good, baby. Just keep it up. And there was a point in the fourth quarter yesterday where Bam kind of gathers because Kel'el was playing with Keyshot and then 3 G Leaguers, essentially, at the end of the game. And the game was kind of in the balance. And you could tell like Bam was like, giving him the captain speech because he was done playing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like he gives like a little something else to Kel'el. And Kel'el comes out and he gets an and one like right away. And you could tell like Bam, I was like looking back and forth because when Kel'el had like a putback dunk, Bam was going crazy. But the thing that they were, I think, a little like frustrated with is the defensive end. Like I think they wanted to see him go out there, be a monster, and shut down Larry Nance's brother who was out there. You know?
Now I will say this. It's a different animal coming from Bam rather than Spo. So let's be clear about it. The relationship that you have with your OG, whoever that may be on your team, is always going to be different because if he gets on you, that means he cares and he wants you to do well. You see what I'm saying? It comes from a different place. I had players come at me when I was a rookie, right? And I always respected those guys. And it has a different, even if it's the same words, it has a different feel when it comes from a guy you're playing with or a veteran on your team.
I do think a lot of this is coming from a place of love because I think they know they need
Yeah.
it. I think they know they need it.
But you got to be
But
careful.
I don't want it to go a route where he gets turtled up and feels singled out.
Right. That's what I'm like at any point in time. And Kel'el doesn't seem like has the personality to do that.
He doesn't seem very sensitive. I don't know.
He's taking it all in to try to be better. So maybe that's part of why Spo is doing it that way. But you calling out a second-year guy and you won 37 games last year, at some point, because we know young players today is like, wait a minute, you calling me out? Let's pull up the plus minuses of so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so.
We'll take a break. Final hour coming on up.
Impact winning. We won 37 games last year. I ain't hardly played to the second half when we turned it around. Impact winning. Like, you got them young kids today like that.
We'll take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back with you here. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Miami Heat, they lost to the Bucks yesterday in preseason action.
Have they won a preseason game?
They have not. They're 0-2.
Okay.
They take on the Spurs tomorrow. Victor Wembanyama in the building.
Is he even playing?
I think he is playing. He's young. He played. Yeah, you know. It was odd. I think they played a game. I don't know who they played. I don't know if it was a team from China or whatnot. But whatever team they were playing, Victor Oladipo was on, and Victor Oladipo had like 20 for this team.
Don't get Leroy excited.
I love Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
Victor Oladipo. Yeah, who was he playing for yesterday?
His boy's a top 10 in football.
Yeah. No, don't they go to Oregon this weekend?
He was playing.
Yeah, they do.
They play Oregon, and Illinois plays Ohio State.
Yeah.
He was playing for the Guangzhou Loon Lions.
God bless you.
Thank you. He had 20 points. He was 8-19. And
that sounds like a looter in a riot.
5 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals, 1 block in 29 minutes. And they're lost. But they played the Spurs. So
they didn't win.
No, they lost by 30. But
I don't know what it is about Victor Oladipo. You ever just he's always been one of my favorite players, especially the comeback. I like the comeback.
Of course. One comeback we're hoping to see is Jaime Jaquez Jr., who did have a nice little run there in the third quarter, and including.
Oh, he had to leave and take a poop?
Claude.
Mr. Bubble Guts himself.
Point for Leroy. It really is. It is a wonder how he's had that issue with the whole Bubble Guts thing. It's been a strange thing for him. I don't know why he can't get a handle on that, but no, yesterday he had an alley-oop from Nico, and Nico said there was reasoning behind why he threw the lob.
What about that in that third quarter, that time you and Jaime had together, specifically with that alley-oop?
Oh, I mean, I was just trying to check if, he can still jump, after that dunk contest. I haven't seen him do much since, so I just wanted to make sure he's looking good. But yeah, Jaime's playing unbelievable basketball, he's doing a lot of ball handling, which I feel like he hasn't really been used to, but he's looking really good. So I'm happy for him, getting back what he was doing in his first year, and I'm sure he'll look a lot better this year.
You're just saying a jokey joke, baby.
That's what happens with
little jokey joke.
See what happens when you get money? When you get that extension money, you can crack jokes all of a sudden.
It's true. He hasn't seen him jump. We didn't see him jump all last year.
I mean, you know why?
Tummy troubles?
He didn't want to upset the innards.
Things would have fallen, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
And he'd give a whole new term to dropping a deuce.
Point for Leroy.
Different type of juice in the bucket.
They say, Jaime, when you gonna drop a double or something like that? He said, I'm trying not to drop a deuce. What's wrong with y'all?
Keep it all settled.
I mean, this is in all fairness to him. I have never heard of somebody that had stomach problems for that long.
It was crazy.
No medical professional could fix, or we just didn't know what it was.
Don't know.
I would say that.
Jay Gatto says Jović has more facial hair than Tobin. Only because I choose to, though. I just shave
You've been saying that for 10 years, dude.
Is that what you were doing right now during the break?
No, let's not be crazy. I shaved this morning, though. And look at it already.
You got to fake the noise. Look, I shaved Friday. Listen to that.
Oh, are we doing ASMR now? That's
no with stubble because he can't because he got a baby's bottom on his face. If he tried to do that,
I've heard nothing coming from him.
No. See, listen.
Why you got to go Conor McGregor to make stubble noises?
Don't make noise.
Dude, I like the way you talk. My grandfather would shave first thing in the morning, and if he went out to dinner, he would have to shave again at night.
Yeah, same.
It was frightening.
Me and your grandfather, a couple of wolves, dude. I got that Peaky Blinders razor. I can't keep up with it.
Dude, I haven't even seen essence of hair on your face ever.
It's a big commitment. I know. It's a big commitment for me. That's what I'm saying.
Do you even have hair follicles on your face?
So many follicles, dude.
I've seen women with more. I've seen women with more facial hair than you.
You should have seen my babushka.
Hey,
What?
yo.
Had a real mustache on her. That's where it comes from.
Let me tell you, when I see a woman with a mustache, I tell her she got a little vehicular homicide going on.
She
on
got
that
a
upper lip.
mustache. Aunt Bunny.
I'm Bunny, yeah. Look, I call it a little vehicular homicide. They say, what you got going on? A little vehicular homicide
Yeah,
going
when I
on.
had that,
up
like
there.
when I did that 23andMe, I had like 2% Balkan Peninsula. Whatever babushka was over there, she had a.
You had 35% bald eagle.
That's Matthew
Because you
Tkachuk.
ain't got no facial hair.
Brushes his teeth with the bald eagle.
Why don't you just admit it, dude? You can't grow facial hair. It's okay.
Why would I admit fault? I don't like to lie to our audience. That would be dishonest.
You do that.
I would listen. I will buy you a meal if you
Mm-hmm.
came into the studio one day with stubble.
Lucky for me, I can buy a meal. I don't need to have a
Vlad,
I don't want. I don't feel a need
let's
to prove
let's
something
make it
that's silly.
interesting then.
It's silly.
Let's make it interesting then.
Hmm?
Like, I want to see if you can grow facial hair.
I don't have to. I mean, why would you want to see something that I don't want? You know?
It's the same thing as like a dare, you know. Same thing as you on the
Well,
the
listen.
dartboard of doom thing.
Yeah, but like, I'm not like it's a
Listen,
silly dare. Like,
we
who gets
Not
satisfaction out of
silly.
that?
Everyone.
Why?
gets
You can
satisfaction
shave it
out of
off and it take 2 minutes.
Well, that's what I do every day. That's why I got to keep up with it.
Why do you make hair noises? You don't have hair.
Hair noise. That's how it sounds.
Who
do
wait,
make noises
Vlad,
like-
who
You know what
scratches
it is?
their beard? Name
No.
another person that scratches their beard and goes.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what it is. He wants a Conor McGregor beard. That's
I
what it
really
is.
don't.
Yeah, you do. That's why you always.
If I did, I would have one, but I
No,
don't want.
Why all of a sudden you
You
have
wanna
to
know
be
why?
Irish?
I'm not-
You're asking if you
I'm
have
not-
armpit hair.
I why would I? I'm not a Viking. I don't need that barbaric look. Silly. You know?
You're saying that's silly.
It is.
Yeah,
It is
look at
silly.
that. I have more hair on my scalp than you have on your face.
Let's not say
And that's
things I don't
doing something because I got the George Jefferson going.
Listen, dude. It's smooth up there.
Wait, you are not gonna sit here and make fun of my smooth. I admit it's smooth.
No.
I tell you what.
Listen to the difference.
Oh,
Listen to the
wait.
difference.
We got a
Please,
big.
I wanna
I
hear
got
the
breaking
difference.
news, guys.
What's that?
Flacco.
This
Mhm.
involves
Is it
your team, Leroy.
big breaking news?
Well, I mean, for Leroy, it
For
is.
Leroy.
The Browns are trading quarterback Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick to the Bengals for a 5th-round pick.
Oof.
Interdivision trade. That's like
Hey,
Donovan McNabb
hey,
being traded from
you
the
want me to
Eagles
take?
the
You want me to break that trade
Commanders.
down for you? You want me to break that trade? Hey, you want me to?
2-2.
Hey, you want me to break that trade down for you?
This is a Jaime Jaquez deuce
No.
right here.
I'm gonna tell you right now. They looking at their situation and like, man, if we could just get 4 or 5 of those weeks from Joe Flacco,
I think they're gonna get the
we could
Flacco
still
magic.
be in it.
Did they already run out? Like, is that how it works with Flacco? I feel like once his magic's
Flacco
gone,
and Jameis. Dude, Flacco and Jameis gonna give you 4 or 5 of the best quarterbacking games you have seen. And then they're not.
we'll take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Get to a little 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored, which is going to come your way again, by the way, this Sunday morning at 9 a.m. 4 hours of pregame talk for the Miami Dolphins. But this 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored is brought to you by the Lexus TX. Room for all your passions and 3 rows of luxurious comfort. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer. So we'll get to that.
Can I ask you a question?
Dude, you never have to ask permission. You're always it's your name's on the show.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, but I got to tread lightly when I'm talking to this knucklehead because so I don't know if you're going to, lash out. I don't know if I can just ask you a question. I know if I got to be all reporter-like when I ask a question to you because I can't just shoot out a random question to my boy.
Well, no, I think that the reason why he gets annoyed sometimes is because you do it over liners or you ask him hockey questions that he can't answer.
Or ridiculous questions
Or
like,
ridiculous
can winners
questions.
of the cup touch the cup?
No, that's not what I said, but that's okay. Let's move on. See,
fair.
that's my point.
Fair enough.
Do you think with the way the NFL has shaped up this year that the Dolphins could turn it around to the point where you think there's hope?
Come on, man.
What?
What's wrong with you, Leroy?
All right,
You mean like next year turn the hope around?
You talking about
No. Is there anything
Like
that
this
could
year?
happen?
You mean this year?
with this regime?
What if they're going like a 7-game winning streak? I'm just saying. I'm asking.
I'm going to need him to keep a rusher under 100 for one game.
Oh my goodness. And God forbid.
Wait a minute,
Let's start small. Let's keep them under 200 first. Like you try to go from 200 to 0. I'm like, yes. I'm just saying. We've seen the NFL this past weekend.
A weekend.
Yeah, but it was like, dude,
It happens. Just not the first time it's happened. It happens where teams
It
lose.
happens.
It
Right.
happens.
But I'm just
It
saying.
happens.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Vlad, you said this earlier. It's harder to separate who are the good teams in the NFL to who are the average teams. You think you know who the bad teams are.
I think we
But once you get out of the bad team conversation, everybody else is a little harder to figure out. Would you agree with that?
Yes. So this is how I answer your question.
Okay. I know. Hell no.
No, I'm not going to even be hell no. Look,
Okay.
for the Miami Dolphins right now
Mm-hmm.
to get to where you're even suggesting, considering
500,
they would have to go from being bad to be somewhat mid.
Okay.
That's a lot you're asking for.
And the thing is,
with what,
It is.
12 games left in the season?
well, the thing is,
I would,
too, is
now that I think about it, I would say this. If you think there's hope, there's a couple of things that happen during a football game that have to be fixed or it's never going to work. And the first thing is if you can't stop the run in the NFL, not only are you never going to get the football, but your defense is going to get abused. And that is what's happened the last 5 weeks of the football season, is that they've been run all over. And the one game they didn't really get run over, they won. That's the biggest. If there's one thing that I could go to that would eliminate that hope, it's the fact that the first fundamental of football, what is the first thing a coach will say? We got to run the football, stop the run. Run the football, stop. I don't care how potent offense the other team is, run the football, stop the run. What those two things do is you are now dominating the line of scrimmage. That in football is like boss.
Yeah,
if you
but
can do that. The fact that they haven't been able to do that, and then you combine your pretty good running game, things that you've had success with, and only get 19 yards and give up 239 yards. Guess who controlled the two lines of scrimmage?
Carolina.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
I just throw it out there because I'm thinking like football
look,
is like.
This would have been fine thinking last week. I think that's kind of where a lot of people were last week. Like they beat the Jets, who right now are the only winless team left, and you beat them. Like it wasn't like you blew them out of the water. And I think everybody was doing hey, we could talk. You could look at the schedule and talk yourself into beating Carolina, Cleveland, Atlanta, maybe even out Baltimore, and making yourself 4-1 to go and get yourself back to 500, I think, before taking on the Bills. But dude, it's the way they went out there and lost. It's like, oh, you got this. Like, how can you get a 3-score lead and squander it like that? So like once you've already lost the way they've lost, and now you add that on top of it, how could you have any faith they put anything together for a month? No way.
I thought I'd ask the question. Like I'm trying to be optimistic in a situation because like
there's nothing left to
it's
be
hard.
optimistic.
It's hard for me to grasp that after 5 games in a 17-game season, that the season is over.
Leroy, half the offensive line is gone because they were built with porcelain.
Again,
they got a rookie on one side who's the worst rated guard in the league. And Kenny G, you told me he's not looking as svelte as he was in college. And he's the worst defensive lineman metrically in the league.
I don't really understand how you're shocked by this.
I'm not. I'm not shocked at your answer, Vlad.
No,
I said I'm shocked
at everything. Like this was something that was being said. This was being during the preseason, during training camp. You've heard all the NFL experts. They were saying that this team is not good. We as fans, we as media members who cover this team, we like, no, you guys are wrong about this. So followed by the Leroy Horde terms, give me a couple of weeks after the season begins, then I'll be able to give you a proper analysis of the situation.
Yes. And Rick Williams both
ready?
said 4 or 5 weeks.
Here it is. Here it is. I'm gonna give it to you right now. There's 2 fundamentals in football, and the Dolphins are terrible at both.
And if they're terrible
running the football and stopping the run,
you know what happens when you're not good at fundamentals, dude?
You can now be beat by an average team that does those 2 things.
And I think you need to stop saying. I think that's the thing. We got to stop looking like we're so much better than Carolina. We're so much better than these teams. I'm just saying, when we're saying that we're allowing average, we're average.
Yeah,
you're average. You might be below average. So that's the thing.
They're amongst the worst,
right? But we because of the names, because of the contracts, because of prior success, we're thinking no, this shouldn't be happening. But the sign's been there for the last year and a half.
Here's the other thing.
And every phase of the team has had a hand in the loss. It's not like there's just one thing. Like we know what the worst problem probably is, but the offense, the special teams, all of it, penalties, discipline, coaching, it's all had a hand in it.
Let's put it this way. And here's why a lot of people haven't paid attention to what has been going on. Because you could always go Tua, right? And Tua hasn't been his best this year. I'm not here. I'm not here to defend it, but I'm also gonna say this: that front 7 on defense has been terrible.
They have, but
and it starts kind of with the offensive line has been bleh. Right? And that's where you have to start building a football team. And if all the good football teams are building with offensive, defensive lines, and that's where you struggle the most, what do you think that's going to look like? And it looks like this.
Let's get to a team that is well built. The Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Florida Panthers open tonight.
Hey. I'm all about, hey, grown ass men can't do that, Jennifer. Jennifer, you can do it.
That's why I did it.
So check this out. I am
it.
so happy.
Snappy. Make it snappy.
Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
No,
Do your
I'm
thing.
just
Do your thing.
do my thing.
Yeah.
You guys are wasting time quibbling.
Kevin Weekes, he's on the call today for ESPN. He joins us next. let's go out to the Toyota Hollywood guest line, and we'll talk to this man who's going to be on the call tonight for Panthers and Blackhawks on ESPN, 5 o'clock. You can also, of course, listen to that game right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Kevin Weekes joining us there on the program. Kevin, how are you today?
I'm good. Good morning, SoFlo. What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Good.
We're doing good. Feels like a holiday today. The Cats are back. We're excited. Yeah. Does this feel like a holiday to you that the hockey season is finally here?
It depends. I feel like a holiday when the season's out, and then I feel like a holiday when the season's back. So this is an exciting time, man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the game. It's great to be back down here. We live up in New York, but we've got a place down in Miami, so we try to get down here as much as we can. But we're really excited for the start of the season. It's going to be massive. We have a triple header on ESPN, starting, of course, here with the Blackhawks at the Panthers at 5 p.m. Eastern. So we're jazzed. We just had a production meeting downstairs, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great night.
Kevin, have you ever had a situation that occurred between Tampa Bay and the Panthers this past week? And do you even play, like, hockey's weird in that you play teams like that in the preseason?
Yeah, well, listen, I could tell you, I was drafted by the Panthers. I'm always grateful to the Panthers for giving me my opportunity, and then I played for Tampa. So I know the Battle of Sunshine State. I know what it is. It's always been intense, but it's never been as intense as it is now. But we just spoke about this. It's funny. You must have been eavesdropping in our production meeting for the game on ESPN tonight. I just finished telling our crew, this is the hotbed of hockey right now. Like, the Sunshine State is where it's at. 6 Stanley Cup Finals appearances between these two teams, between the Panthers, of course, and the Lightning. So a ton of respect, because the Lightning were out ahead of the Panthers doing their thing, and the Panthers like, hold on a second. I think the sun's a little brighter and shines a little hotter down here in South Florida, so we're going to do our thing. And they've been to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals. So there's a lot of players and coaches and even the staff of both teams that love competing against one another. Over 500 penalty minutes in those 2 games in the preseason. I'm sure Dana White was sniffing around to see if he could get some content from those games for UFC. But in saying that, no love lost between those 2 teams, but a lot of respect. And they're 2 Stanley Cup contenders. They're Stanley Cup winning franchises, and they're competing for attention. You got to earn attention down here in Florida. You can't. There's so many other things. You go to the beach, you can hang, go to dinner. The weather's great. There's a lot of different opportunities. There's every different sport. There's every different entertainment thing. So you got to compete for attention down here, and those 2 franchises are definitely doing that.
Are the injuries though for the Cats? We're all excited this opportunity for them to three-peat. But losing Barkov, losing Kachuk, we've seen them overcome some stuff. But how many blows are too many blows for them?
Look, those are huge. And speaking of Paul Maurice and different people in their group, there's no way to offset and to say that they're as good a team without those guys. Those are 2 amazing players. Your captain is Sasha Barkov, is the best 200-foot two-way player in the game. And then my guy, Matthew Tkachuk, is power forward extraordinaire. And with those 2 guys out, that's 180 points from the lineup. You can't just find 180 points on the street. Like, it just doesn't happen. So those are major misses for them. However, this team is still stacked. They still know how to win. They know how to manage the game. They know how to play situational, which can't be necessarily said for the Dolphins, and not throwing any shade at them. But the Panthers can manage a game. They know how. Hey, listen, if we have to play a more physical style, we can do that. If we need to tone it back, we can do that. If we need to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, we can do that. If we need to kind of slow the game down a little bit, we can do that. There's something to going on these deep Stanley Cup runs where you learn how to play the game and different games within the game management, as I like to say. And the Panthers have that. So I think that'll be very helpful to them. Also, what I would say too, and to the listeners, is they've got other studs on the team too. Look for Mackie Samoskevich to have a breakout year, that young kid. I can kind of go around the horn. If Erod Rodriguez is healthy, to me, he's a top 6 skilled forward. So look out for him to take the next step. I think they're going to be able to find ways to play around it, just based on all the things I just told you.
What do you think like a full year of Brad Marchand means for them too? Like he comes in,
Baller.
obviously, I mean, so many great moments in the postseason, but now like
Baller.
he has the comfort of it. Like, what do you think that does? That line with him and Lundell and Luosterainen, I mean, they were magic last year.
They were magic last year. They were a mismatch against the opposition every shift, especially in the postseason and deeper into the postseason. Those guys controlled play. They dictated play. They made plays. They just tilted the ice heavily in their favor every time they were on the ice. But Brad Marchand is a baller. And I love the fact that he's found a way, because people don't recognize when he came in the league in Boston, he was hardly getting any 5-on-5 minutes. He was a penalty killer. That's how he kind of got in. And then listen very carefully, because I'm going to enunciate. He became a shift with an F, shift disturber every shift just to do something disruptive. So the coaches are like, we got to keep this guy. You know, he's making things happen. That's before he got to the skill part of what we've seen in what's already a Hall of Fame career. So I think he's acclimated very well here down in South Florida. And speaking to people with the group, off the ice, on the ice, you could see that, as you guys pointed out. And here's his ultimate. I love the fact that he's left some of the shenanigans behind and he's matured and evolved. And here's the thing, Brad Marchand's a future Hall of Famer. So you could lock that here, first of all. And secondly, whenever they play internationally, you know who wants him on his line? Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby. Every year for Team Canada wants him on his line whenever it's an international competition. So you can't get a better endorsement than that. I mean, that's the ultimate stamp right there. He's minted just based on that alone, and that says a lot.
Well, I'm getting ready to get in trouble again for asking, because I ask crazy hockey questions. Because
go ahead, ask him.
My question is now that you have these frontline guys hurt, everybody moves up a shift.
Yep.
Right?
True.
Does that put more pressure on the guys that, you know, for the last couple of years, that shift with Marchand has been dominant, but that's like the third shift.
True.
Right?
True.
If they move up to the second, or if some of those guys move up into the first shift with those frontliners, does that put more pressure on like Sam Miscavige and those guys? Because now that was an advantage that this team had that they may not have going into the future.
That's not a crazy question. That's a great question. And with that, that's a certified great question, because
it was the first segment.
Maybe this is his redemption segment. Who knows? Maybe this is that's what we like to say, a redemption segment. But no, I would say this. You know what it is. Certain players thrive in certain roles. Sometimes you try to give them a little more, they might not be able to handle it. Sometimes you give them a little less, they might not be able to handle it. But until you see what they're like in this new role, you can't necessarily know how they're going to perform. So with that, I would say something that's very important to this Panther team is they have a lot of interchangeability. There's a lot of interchangeable parts, guys that can play different roles, guys that could play a different role within a game, within a shift. But to your question, they'll have to do that for an extended point of time now. And with that being said, I think only time can determine it. But if I had to hedge, I still think, I just said this, and you'll hear me say this on the air when we come on ESPN at 5 p.m. I think the Florida Panthers, with those injuries, and of course, both those players will return at some point this season, at some point, I believe. With the injuries, for me, they're still the team to beat. That's how bullish I am. That's how bullish I am on the Panthers.
That's excited. Kevin Weekes, you're going to hear him on the call today, or watch him on the call today on ESPN. Panthers and Blackhawks. Fascinating goalie matchup here. Of course, we all have a lot of love for Spencer Knight. The Panthers made that big trade for Seth Jones last year, which was really, it felt like, Kevin, Seth was great, but it also felt like a big endorsement. Hey, we feel like Sergei Bobrovsky can keep this going even at 37. How long can he keep this going? I mean, he works like a maniac. We're all too familiar with that, but at what point what kind of taxing is this position on a person of his age?
It's taxing on anybody at any age, but for him, he has the fountain of youth. Truth be told, we have the same agent. I was talking to our agent yesterday here. Actually, we were talking to him, and he said Bob's not done. So for as hard as he works,
Right.
and the way in which he lives, it's almost, pardon me, I'm going to say this in a complimentary way. He lives his life and his approach to the craft and training and recovery and all those things almost in a monk-like way. He's kind of like a monk. And that's hyper disciplined, hyper committed to everything he has to do, from stretching to working out to lifting to recovery to practice to everything. He's gotten to a point. He was like that in Columbus, and he's even dialed that up even more since coming down here to South Florida. And then I would also say too, being down here, it's regenerative, man. It's restorative. You regenerate when you're down here if you play it right, just based on the climate, just based on, how warm it is. You have the ocean to go and take sea baths. There's a lot of different things you can do. And I can tell you, I have Caribbean parents, man. My parents are, from 2.5 hours south of here in beautiful Barbados. So I know the difference when you're in a tropical climate and how your body feels. And throughout the course of a year, I played here and I played, in Tampa. I know the way the body feels when you're living in Florida. It's very different than the way in which your body feels when you're living in, say, Winnipeg or Minnesota or what have you. It's a big advantage. And that's not a slight. My wife's family's from Alberta, man. She's from Calgary. So that's not a slight, but it is a huge advantage when you're focused and you're living and playing in a place like this. And that's been the case for Bobrovsky so far. So I don't see any let up for him. And hey, if you're Spencer Knight, just to be fair, the Panthers drafted you. This is a great opportunity to come back and play against a team that gave you a chance and believed in you and helped you become an NHLer. So there's a big opportunity for Spencer Knight tonight as well.
Did your agent have any interesting tidbits on Bob's extension?
None that I can report at this time. It's none that I can report at this time. That all seems to be quiet at this point. But listen, for the continuity, there's certain things you don't mess with, and they've been very successful, the Panthers, at re-signing a lot of their players, which I respect. That says a lot to me about the commitment of Mr. and Mrs. Viola to the program. And you guys know this. We have all the different sports down here in South Florida. Sometimes you see a player and then you're like, hey, what happened? The team didn't, we didn't want, too much term, too much this. You need that continuity. I mean, that's what the Heat have had for the longest time when they've been at their best with the Godfather. When they're having those runs on their teams, Alonzo Mourning was a part of the equation. Bam's a part of the equation. UD was a part. You know what I mean? I can kind of go up and down. And some players came and went, but a lot of the identity stayed the same because you had those people. Coach Spo, I can kind of go on. And that's what we're seeing here with the Panthers. So if I were them, at some point, I think, and both sides hopefully they can find an agreement, because he's been a great fit down here. He's a future Hall of Famer too.
Absolutely. Kevin Weekes, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Go catch him on the ESPN broadcast. They got a triple header coming up starting at 5:00, Panthers and Blackhawks. We appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, all right, Kevin. No problem. Thanks for having me on. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you.